of sun and clouds, a high of 58. Right now, 65 degrees in Florissant, 66 in St. Peters, and we have cloudy skies, 64 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
It's the Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Now, Amy Marks-Kors, Chris Ranji on KMOX.
Hey, good morning, friends. I'm looking at Amy. She's looking at Chris. That's me. It is Thursday, April 18th. Amy is 3 days late on her taxes. Our phone number is...
Wait.
What?
I paid for an extension.
Oh.
I'm legal. You're allowed to do that.
Well, how much do you pay for that? Right quick. Tell me how much you got.
$99.
$99 just to give me more time? How much time does it buy you?
It buys you out of jail. That's what it buys you.
But how much time does it buy you to file then?
I think until October or something.
$100 for several months?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
If
deal.
you break that down to monthly, that's cheap.
Yeah, that's a Netflix
cheaper
subscription.
Yes, and I don't even watch Netflix.
314-436-7900. Contact us that way. Calls and texts. Voicemails. Go to a different number. 314-944-1120. That voicemail line is always open for you. We're on social media at Chris Amy KMOX. You know, for a long time, we've been broadcasting on 1120 a.m. Still are. Also 98.7 FM. I better tell you that we're 102.5 HD2. If I don't tell you that, there's one person that will get very mad, and I don't know his name.
I thought he was from Dallas.
I don't think it's John from Dallas. I don't think it's him. It's somebody else. But also, we are on the free Odyssey app, AUDACY, where you can stream us live, stream Cardinals baseball live, and catch the podcast later.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everybody will be talking about.
Speaker Mike Johnson of the U.S. House of Representatives has come out in favor of voting on a Ukraine bill in what is a surprise to some people.
And a reporter got creepy with Caitlin Clark during a press conference.
And did you know that pedestrian deaths in St. Louis City are down? Well, in the county, they are up. And we have one of the authors of a new study on that. A new report will be joining us at the bottom of the hour to help us get to the bottom of it.
Listen, my philosophy is you do the right thing and you let the chips fall where they may. If I operated out of fear over a motion to vacate, I would never be able to do my job. Look, history judges us for what we do. This is a critical time right now, a critical time on the world stage. I could make a selfish decision and do something that's different, but I'm doing here what I believe to be the right thing. I think providing lethal aid to Ukraine right now is critically important. I really do. I really do believe the intel and the briefings that we've gotten that I believe Xi and Vladimir Putin and Iran really are an axis of evil. I think they're in coordination on this. I think that Vladimir Putin would continue to march through Europe if he were allowed. I think he might go to the Balkans next. I think he might have a showdown with Poland or one of our NATO allies. To put it bluntly, I would rather send bullets to Ukraine than American boys. My son is going to begin in the Naval Academy this fall. This is a live fire exercise for me, as it is so many American families. This is not a game. It's not a joke. We can't play politics of this. We have to do the right thing. And I'm going to allow an opportunity for every single member of the House to vote their conscience and their will on this. And I think that's the way this institution is supposed to work. And I'm willing to take personal risk for that because we have to do the right thing, and history will judge us.
That is Republican Speaker of the House Mike Johnson yesterday talking about the vote and talking about really the things that any security expert, anybody we have talked to over the last almost year, I guess, when there started to be this, you could tell there was a time, maybe it was a year ago, maybe it was 10 months ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that. You could start to feel this little sort of a pushback against the idea of us helping Ukraine. It started to smolder in the House of Representatives, and that smoldering grew quite a bit. And there have been bills brought to the floor that they did not want to vote on, and now it looks like he wants to get this done at the potential cost of losing his job. Which, Amy, I know, again, you and I have talked about this quite a bit. I think it's pretty obvious. that the United States needs to help in this regard, because it isn't, look, this isn't altruism by us.
Mhm.
It simply is not. The United States has a vested interest in making sure Russia does not run roughshod over Ukraine and then potentially into Poland, and who knows what else they would do. There is a real national security interest in this, and there are just enough members of the House, it seems like, are willing to kill it, and I don't really know why.
Yeah, well, the partisan politics, the clown show, the just embarrassment of imbeciles that we have in the Republican Party are showing their faces time and time again. The ringleader of the clown show, the grand poobah of imbeciles, is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she was the initial one to issue the motion to vacate Speaker Mike Johnson. There was another representative, Thomas Massey, who said he would support that
This week,
because there's no policy here. It's just you have to become fringier and fringier. You have to show that you're the person that's willing to hate everyone without giving an inch at all, which is not how Congress works. And you're also with Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? Ukraine, Russia. I really think some of the weird obsession with Russia is because Vladimir Putin is like, I stand strong to what I believe and I don't like gay people. And so then all these conservatives, no, I'm not even joking, on the right are like, oh,
Do you think
he's
it's
not
really
woke.
that?
I do. I think they think Putin is not woke. Oh, see, he stands by family members.
How many people do you think that's true for?
Listen,
Just a percentage.
I don't know
Your-
as
your
far as
feeling.
the population, like voters, but GOP leaders,
That's what
like
I
the
mean.
Marjorie Taylor
Yeah,
Greenes.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think there's quite a few because Marjorie Taylor Greene just recently in a podcast with Steve Bannon said Russia is not attacking Christianity. As a matter of fact, they seem to be protecting it. She said that Russia is protecting Christian. No, they're not. Russia and Putin have a famous history of torturing, imprisoning, killing Christians. And in fact, Russia is imprisoning and killing Ukrainian religious leaders. But they have it in their mind that somehow Putin is anti-woke. Therefore, he is someone that we can stand behind. I do think that's more of the Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think that represents a huge percentage of the Republican voting base, but unfortunately, it's the loud Republicans. And I think it's anti-woke. It's the Tucker Carlson who was praising, literally straight up quoting communist propaganda and Stalinist propaganda when he went to Russia and talked about how great it was that you could put 10 cents in a grocery cart to keep the homeless people from stealing it and how great the subways were. It's insane.
Yeah, wasn't he, by the way, in one of the high-end grocery stores?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like the common grocery store in Russia, but he was there touting how, well, look how great this place is.
It's so insane to me. And this isn't exactly the point, but again, going back to Marjorie Taylor Greene praising the principles of Russia or Tucker Carlson praising the economy of Russia. Listen, back in the Stalinist days, they didn't allow American films, Western films into Russia because they didn't want the Russian people to see what was happening in capitalist countries until The Grapes of Wrath came out. They thought, aha, The Grapes of Wrath is an indictment of capitalism. It shows the failures of capitalism. And so Stalin said, I'm going to let this play. In 1948, they showed The Grapes of Wrath with Henry Ford and Tom Ford, I think, and Henry Fonda. And John Ford and Henry Fonda.
Tom Ford.
I know, John Ford and Henry Fonda. And they played it because he thought this is going to show that capitalism fails. And this is what the Russian people thought. Oh my gosh, even the peasants have cars. This is incredible. They are doing really well over there. And so they pulled The Grapes of Wrath from communist propaganda. All this to say, these are imbeciles in the GOP and there is no policy. And anything bad that happens to the Republican Party is deserved.
What's a confusing idea for me that some people hold is to accuse a current administration of being soft on foreign policy, but then holding the viewpoint that we shouldn't do anything to help in Ukraine to keep back Russia. That is a contradictory position to
You're
hold.
draining the resources of an open geopolitical adversary without sending any Americans
Mike
over.
Johnson said it. He said, I got a kid going into the military, going to the Naval Academy. I don't want them to go to war over there.
Yeah.
Nobody wants their kid to go to war. We don't want any American troops to have to go overseas and fight. I promise you, though, if we let Russia just do whatever it wants, we're going to end up in one of those. So you can't say that the administration now is leading us into World War III and not want to do everything possible to prevent World War III. So either you want to have this war or you don't. You want to support them or you don't. And
There's
I get
no policy here.
I get the idea, Amy, of, and I've heard this my entire life, and I know you have too. I don't want to send any of my money overseas. I don't care about foreign aid. Let's fix our problems here. Okay, that's a totally fair position to take. But not sending money to Ukraine does not mean that money is now going to be used to fix our problems here. It just isn't how things work here.
Mhm.
Never has been that way.
And also, let's say you want to side with being fiscally smart. And maybe you are saying, listen, I'm struggling to put food on the table, or I see my city failing, or I see the issues we're having in the United States and healthcare and all of these things. How are we sending billions of dollars to Ukraine? Then, okay, I get it. I get that you're concerned about what's happening here. However, at that point, you don't posit it as an either or. It's let's also do this.
Right.
But that's not what Marjorie Taylor Greene's saying. She's saying we shouldn't be funding Ukraine. They're corrupt, and they kill Christians, and they hate Americans. What are you talking about? That's not a logical argument. That is not a policy scruple. When you start saying don't support Ukraine because they hate Christians and they're corrupt and they're just using our money and this is, some big evil plan, you're not making a policy argument. If you're actually concerned about the funding, then say, okay, we're sending money to Ukraine. I get it. Can we also have some urgency with what's going on here?
That's great.
That's not what they're saying.
Well, she should have, if she really is concerned about what's happening here, she would have supported the border bill, the bipartisan border bill.
If there's urgency with that, then you take one step is better than no steps. And again, it's not a serious political party we have now in the GOP. And I say this, I hate the left to do. I hate everybody. They're all clowns. I don't know what's going on here.
Some are worse clowns than others, but I would agree with you that to an extent that it exists on both ends of the political spectrum. I have some questions about jury selection, and this really isn't about Donald Trump himself. It's just about, in a high-profile case like this, being a juror. I don't know how you do it, but we're going to talk about it in the development that happened this morning. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
2 ways to listen to KMOX in your car. 98.7 in the city, 1120 AM further out. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
I have great investment advice for you. I should preface this by saying I have zero knowledge as an investment advisor. If you're looking to purchase a furnace and air conditioner, we have 0% financing, not on La Land, save the world, save the planet systems, just on systems that we need to cool and heat our homes. Simple. If you could do that and buy that with no interest, you're saving thousands of dollars. So call me if you're looking to make an investment in your heating and cooling system and make the best investment that you can for your family, your money, your home. Call me. Did I say call me? Again, call me. Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or the internet, bartinman.com. Now that is Bart with a B. Inman with an I.com. God bless.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
You would spend a lot more time in your backyard if you had a great outdoor space, like something designed and built by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best. If you've been needing to replace that deck that's been splintering and may even be a danger, you should consider maybe VecaDeck vinyl decking. The new colors are Espresso, Hazelnut, Cayenne, and Storm. And Pewter is the new color for 2024. That never needs to be stained, and they look amazing. Chesterfield Fence and Deck can do fences, of course, decks, custom sunrooms, screen rooms, pergolas, patios, retaining walls, windows. They do it all, and they will make your outdoor space the place that everybody wants to get together and celebrate, or maybe just your own little peaceful place all your own. Give them a call and mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. Stop by their beautiful showroom or find them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. Come see our waterfront in Wild Horse Village in the new downtown Chesterfield. You have to see it to believe it, and then you will understand why it is the fastest selling luxury community in all of St. Louis. Our unique modern designs are like nothing St. Louis has seen. Only a handful of home sites remain. Experience the ultimate lifestyle at the waterfront. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today. Hurry before you miss this opportunity.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Rich Orris hosts the KMOX Home Improvement Show, presented by Mosby Building Arts. Saturday at 11 on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All right, I can't imagine actually wanting to be a juror in this Donald Trump trial because of things like what happened with Jesse Waters of Fox News, who allegedly put some information about one of the jurors out publicly. This morning, before the day started, there were 7 jurors already selected for the trial. There are going to be 11 more selected because there were 6 alternates. This is for the hush money case in New York. And there is an oncology nurse out of New York who went in today and said, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't be impartial any longer. She said she started to be contacted by people that she knows asking her, hey, are you one of the jurors? Because this information about this one juror, juror number 2, is out there publicly. So is this you? And it got me to thinking, and I this was already in the back of my mind anyway, Amy. I don't know how you're in jury duty, right? People know you're gone for jury duty. It's like if it's one of these things where you're gone for several weeks and you tell people, hey, I'm not coming to work.
Yeah.
I got jury duty. Everybody knows that you have jury duty. Wouldn't it be kind of easy to put together if one of your coworkers or family members was on this jury? Because you see the information, you see, okay, oncology nurse lives with her fiance. Wait, I know that person.
And then happens to be gone for the exact extent of the trial.
Happens to be gone exact same time.
Yeah.
How would it not get out there?
Well, I know it has to have gotten out. I mean, you think the same thing with the O.J. Simpson jurors and how they were locked in a hotel room with no TVs.
Couldn't imagine.
It just sounds absolutely awful. And I don't care if it's a political case or a murder trial, whatever it may be. in being in a high profile case like this can't be easy. I would feel intimidated. And this juror said she felt intimidated by the media. I would too. And I know that they are going to strike from the list of questions. Remember, I read some of those questions yesterday. Like, who is your employee? What do you do? Who do you work for?
Yeah.
They're striking that question from the list for the jurors because they believe that would be too revealing. They do have live updates, from people in the courtroom, from the courthouse. Maggie Haberman of the New York Times, she just noted 15 minutes ago, one thing that strikes me as we listen to these answers from jurors, one who follows Trump on social media, another who's read a book by a prosecutor who investigated him, is how much Trump's ubiquity over 40 years in this city hangs over this case. And I think that's true. You're not going to find anyone from New York who's been completely under a rock and doesn't know who Donald Trump is. And you may follow him on social media. That doesn't mean you like him or don't like him. Especially when he's the president. You follow the president, whether you like him or not, because he's the president for some people. So I imagine this is very tricky.
And you know what? To somebody like Jesse Waters, go to hell, man. He knew what he was doing on his show, highlighting who this person was, and then implying, which he tweeted last night, that they are catching undercover liberal activists lying to the judge in order to get on the Trump jury. Which, if you think that's true, and there could be people trying to do that, do you think there aren't Trump people trying to get on the jury so they can help exonerate him?
I think I don't think, to be honest, we might not be giving people enough credit. Here's another interaction. The first potential juror, this is from Kate Christobeck of the New York Times. The first potential juror that is being questioned this morning says she has discussed the legal merits of this case with many of her coworkers. Justice Marchand,
I think it's Marchand. Yeah.
Asks if that would influence her if she's chosen for the jury. She, the juror, paused before saying she could be fair, but added, quote, "It's hard to unring a bell." I think that's a very honest answer.
Point. Well, and I was also thinking about this in the drive-in today. I wonder if you might go into the whole process thinking, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But once you start getting questioned by attorneys,
it's intense.
I wonder if most people are like, default to the truth anyway. Yeah. I bet that does happen most of the time.
And also, that's why a red flag would be someone who said, no, I don't know anything. I think it's hard to unring a bell. I'll try to be fair. That's about as honest of an answer as you can get.
I know this. I would want nothing to do with it either.
No.
Not just her, not just this nurse, but anybody. Amy Marks Corps' Chris Ranji. Pedestrian deaths are up in St. Louis County. One of the authors of the report joins us next on KMOX.
St. Louis listens to Hancock and Kelly, Fridays from 8:30 to 11 for the hottest takes on the radio.
I love getting to spend time talking politics and life in St. Louis with my pal John Hancock, one of the most politically misguided people I know.
Well, we may disagree about a few things, but it'll be good radio.
Find out what's happening in the world of politics and everything else with Hancock and Kelly, Friday mornings beginning at 8:30.
No doubt about it.
Only on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Hey folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. What's tuck pointing? It's the removal of old mortar and the replacement of new mortar on a wall or chimney. Sometimes that mortar can become loose, missing, or deeply eroded. We've used the Morelli team to tuck point the Brennan home several times, and in fact, this winter, we noticed the bricks that line the ground near our porch in the backyard had gotten out of line and looked pretty cattywampus. One call, Morelli tuck pointing, the job was done. Morelli's the company that's won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year back to back to back since 2005. Check out their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. The Masonry Specialists, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW, a family-owned dealership group that has been around for 50 years as a Toyota dealer and 25 years in O'Fallon, Illinois. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
At 10:30, clouds and 72 downtown at the Arch. A juror in the hush money trial of Donald Trump was dismissed after expressing doubt about her ability to be fair and impartial. The status of a second New Yorker picked for the panel was in limbo amid concerns that some of his answers in court may not have been accurate. The U.S. and U.K. have imposed a new round of sanctions on Iran as concern grows that Tehran's unprecedented attack on Israel could fuel a wider war in the Middle East. House Speaker Mike Johnson is hoping to get a vote this weekend on 4 bills, including more than $26 billion of aid for Israel and almost $61 billion for Ukraine. Johnson is facing a narrow majority and strong opposition within his own party over Ukraine.
The fourth bill was unveiled that includes kind of a goodie bag of sorts that many Republican lawmakers were seeking in the realm of national security, including additional sanctions against Iran. Also in there are funding mechanisms to pay for some of this Ukraine aid, whether that's in the form of loans or using seized Russian assets to pay for reconstruction in Ukraine.
CBS's Nicole Killian.
The Cardinals can't complete the series sweep of the A's, losing yesterday 6-3 after taking the first 2 games of the series. Steven Matz takes the loss, going 5 innings, allowing 5 runs on 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Ivan Herrera drives in 2 of the 3 runs for the Cardinals. After an off day today, the Cardinals are back home tomorrow to open up a weekend series against the Brewers. Kyle Gibson will make the start. He's 1-2 with a 6.16 ERA, 7:15 first pitch, meaning our coverage begins at 6:20. The Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
Road work on 141 North at Olds Mill in the right lane, 270 East before 367 in the right lane. And the forecast this afternoon, we could have a couple of strong thunderstorms, high today of 85. For tonight, a couple of showers and thunderstorm and a low 48. For tomorrow, more clouds than sun with a high of 63. At the moment, 72 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Baseball is back, basketball is heating up, and the NFL Draft is right around the corner. Listen to the latest on the teams you love with the free Odyssey app. The biggest sports radio stations in the country, providing unrivaled local coverage of their teams, all in one place. Exclusive interviews with players, coaches, and team executives, streaming live and always available on demand. Stay in the know with your favorite teams with Odyssey. AUDACY. Download the free Odyssey app today.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Broadcasting from the Underlying Tree Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
It is possible to enjoy luxury, great customer service, and drive away in your new favorite vehicle at Genesis of St. Charles. Check out their brand new brick and mortar location, the first standalone for Genesis in the state of Missouri. And new cars and SUVs are arriving every day. Genesis of St. Charles makes you feel like a welcome guest the moment you walk through the door. And did I mention their service waiting room is like a spa with the best coffee around? But they'll also pick up your car for service and leave you a loaner. Luxury like never before awaits at genesisofstcharles.com.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158 Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
Our $79 garage door tune-up extended through April. Is your garage door old and whining for attention? Overhead Door Company of St. Louis will make it all better. They'll perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79, extended through April. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Schedule now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you. And as we mentioned earlier, pedestrian deaths are down in St. Louis City, but are at their highest in the county. And to shed some more light on that is Charles Bryson, the policy catalyst for TrailNet. Charles, thank you for joining us today, although I guess the reason is really not great.
First of all, thank you for the invitation for TrailNet. And yeah, this is a very sorry subject to have, because it does mean that we're talking about people being killed on our city streets and our county streets.
So what is, I guess, first of all, what's happening in the county and how much higher have those rates of pedestrian deaths gotten in the past year?
Well, 7 more people were killed overall in St. Louis County. And some of them were biking. The majority of people were pedestrians, so they were walking from one place to another, and they got killed on the roads. And so it's difficult always to determine why there are reasons. There are multiple layers to this. So it could be lighting, it could be something else. So we have to do a deeper dive to find out exactly, or as close as we can, the reason why those fatalities took place.
And the most dangerous corridor, according to the report, is Grand Boulevard, correct?
In the city, it is Grand for, I believe,
in
the
the
fourth
city
year in a row.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about the city specific. The numbers are down. Is there can we find a reason why the numbers are down? And I guess it goes back to 2018. We're at a lowest level since 2018. I want to make sure I have those numbers right.
Yeah, I think that is correct. And I think, again, there are a number of reasons. One may be people have finally started, as more people are driving on the streets. You have to go back to COVID, where the streets were virtually empty and people could do sort of whatever they wanted to, unfortunately. Now you've got people coming back into driving more, and you've got more pedestrians out. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why the fatalities are down, is because more people are taking advantage of our streets and sidewalks. And so therefore you have to watch out for them more. That could be a reason.
What is TrailNet proposing or hoping to do to cut back on pedestrian fatalities?
Well, several things. Number one, we have meetings coming up with both the mayor's administration as well as county executive's administration to talk about this. We also believe we took some steps the alderman took some steps in the last session with passage of Board Bill 105, which was automated enforcement, which includes both red light camera as well as speed camera, and 106, which set up a transportation safety fund to look at street and sidewalk improvements where there are high crash corridors. In the county, we sat on the group that put together the action plan for walking and biking. And part of our discussions probably with the county executive and his team will be how can we work to implement those kinds of conversations, knowing that 28 people were killed that were walking in St. Louis County.
So this was a conversation Amy and I were having right before the interview started about the difference between walking and biking. Are they both considered pedestrian? My thought has always been that a bike is considered a moving vehicle. So how are they classified?
So they are classified differently. And so we do have numbers that reflect both people who were walking and people who were biking. And we also have the numbers related to people who were killed vehicle to vehicle.
Got it. Got it. So and this is a number that, if you already said this, I know we were talking about last year, but TrailNet's 2023 crash report showed that 646 people were injured or killed while walking or biking in St. Louis and St. Louis County. So that was all in 2023. And that seems like a pretty high number.
Well, it's a year. So there's 365 days which people can make a mistake. But I think it also reflects the fact that we as a region have not worked hard enough around issues of walking and biking. And we still are a car-centric region. And that's unfortunate because that's how you get a number of 646.
Looking at some of the numbers I mentioned earlier, that Grand Boulevard is the most dangerous corridor, Kings Highway in the city. Also in the county, it's Halls Ferry, New Halls Ferry, Lindbergh Boulevard, St. Charles Rock Road. And these are some of considered to be, for walkers anyway, the most dangerous areas. Why? I know that there need to be more research as to why it's happening, but is there at least a general idea of why these particular places tend to have the most accidents?
Well, I don't think they're set up for pedestrians. And I think if you look at those intersections or those areas, number one, you have very wide streets. The speed limit may be 35, which contributes to people, unfortunately, dying versus serious injury, and we don't want either. But I think that if you look at those areas, that's what you see. You see very wide streets. You see very fast streets. You don't see any traffic calming that's available to reduce the amount of time someone, especially a pedestrian, is crossing the street. And so you have the recipe for certainly a pedestrian being seriously injured, if not killed.
What about a lot of streets will have that lane that is painted green. I'm guessing, the bike lane that is painted green. Are we still increasing those around the area? And do those go very far in helping to raise drivers' awareness of that there are cyclists in the areas, pedestrians in the areas, and then to exercise caution in those areas?
Well, I think two issues, and I'll take the second part of that conversation first, is we need to re-educate our drivers as to their responsibilities on the road. When I was growing up, and I think I'm older than both of you, maybe even combined, in high school we had driver's ed, and we've lost that. And so you can get a driver's license without literally having any driver's education on the streets and highways and what your responsibility is. And to that end, when somebody sees a green painted street with nothing on it, they just think it's just a green painted street without understanding that, by the way, this is for a bicyclist to get around. The other point is, I think St. Louis City has done a very good job recently of trying to put together a lot of bicycle-friendly areas. And I know there's Tower Grove, and there's going to be 4th and Broadway. So they're putting together a sort of a method, if you will, of looking at how to make cyclists safer. And so we're encouraging them to do that. We want to make sure that everyone is safe, including cyclists.
I grew up in Illinois in the Metro East. I had driver's ed, and I still can't get past the fact that most people in Missouri have not had it. Why is that? How is it even allowed? How is it even a thing that we don't have driver's education?
So what I've heard various times is driver's education has to be funded by the state, and it has to be required by the state because that is whom you get your driver's license from. And so we have worked with a group called Missourians for Responsible Transportation to see if we can get that in the budget, at least a little bit. I know that Mayor Jones is using some ARPA money to try to implement that. The problem of that is it's not mandated. So you can get your driver's license, again, even if you've had St. Louis City sponsored or funded driver's education, it kind of doesn't matter because it doesn't reflect on your driver's license.
Charles, before we let you go, do you have a sense from the city and the county that there are real, and you just sort of laid out a little bit what the city is doing. Do you feel like there is movement in the right direction to try and combat all of these injuries and fatalities?
I think there is on both city and county. I think the problem is going to be funding. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, the St. Louis County had what they call a committee of the whole, where they discussed the need to have more dollars associated with their their county Department of Transportation. And they were considering a 1.5 cent sales tax. We have to come to grips with the fact that if we want road and sidewalk improvement, we've got to pay for it. And maybe that is a 1.5 cent sales tax, or maybe that's something else, but we have to pay for it to get it done.
Charles Bryson, policy catalyst for TrailNet. We appreciate your time. Thanks for jumping on with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate you both, and have a good day.
Same to you. Charles Bryson with us from TrailNet. And that's one of these things that we talk about all the time with people. And look, famously, I guess maybe infamously is the right word, the traffic accidents that have happened downtown, people driving recklessly, the Janae Edmondson situation, the mother
Drake
and daughter
concert,
went to the
yeah.
Drake concert in from out of town. Some really awful moments in the city. Would be nice to see us continue to make progress, and hopefully the county does as well. Did you see this is coming up next? It's Amy Marks Core's Chris Ranji on KMOX.
At Odyssey, we help protect this planet we all share through our One Thing sustainability initiatives. We donate $1 million of media every year to local environmental nonprofit organizations. And this month, our Odyssey teams will be out in our local communities cleaning up, planting trees, and more. When we each do one thing, it becomes 100, 1,000, a million things for our planet. What's your one thing? For more, download the free Odyssey app or go to odyssey.com/onething.
The Clean Air Partnership is committed to increasing awareness of air quality issues and to encourage area residents and businesses to take steps to help clear the air. Little things make a big difference, like utilizing energy save mode on your computer, turning off lights not in use, and replacing inefficient and old appliances. What is your one thing? Learn more at cleanair-stlouis.com.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free. with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan with a quick reminder. Schedule that annual eye exam. Routine eye exams not only diagnose vision changes, but can detect systemic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, thyroid disease, to name just a few. Do what I do. Call Ophthalmology Associates at 314-966-5000. The doctors there, Greg Birdie, Ranj Malhotra, Samuel Berry, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, will provide you with the area's most comprehensive eye exam. These doctors can also help with dry eye disease, the result of staring at screens, flying in airplanes, or living in a dry environment. Dry eye sounds harmless, but it can cause inflammation, blurred vision, and damage to the eye's surface that's sometimes difficult to reverse. The doctors at Ophthalmology Associates are expert in diagnosis and treatment of dry eye disease. 314-966-5000, youridoc.com.
Medicaid keeps me covered.
It keeps me covered.
It keeps me covered too.
Illinois is mailing annual Medicaid renewals, which means that you need to make sure you stay covered.
Staying covered with Medicaid means keeping yourself safe.
Keeping your loved ones and your family safe.
Everyone's due date is different.
So go to abe.illinois.gov to check your renewal date and update your address.
And stay covered.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA MCO.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Did you see that thing? I can't believe it. Something is obviously wrong.
This is a joke, right?
Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? No way.
You gotta be kidding me. Don't feel bad. There's no way you could have known that. Now, did you see this with Chris and Amy on the show?
Amy, guess what? It turns out you might still be a criminal.
Why?
Well, I don't know if you saw this text message, but it says an extension only gives you 6 more months to file, but the tax is due on April 15th. So I hope you made an estimated tax penalty. Otherwise, you are not in compliance with the law. Amy, thank you to the texter. So
Yeah,
you're still in trouble.
Probably. I feel like my tax lady would have said something if I was still in trouble.
Amy, you got ripped off. Extensions are free. You need to go back to your tax preparer and ask what the hell.
Uh-oh.
Well, she's really,
You got
you
ripped
know
off.
what? She's worth it. Even if I got ripped off, she's a very nice lady. And I don't think I got ripped off because I trust her, but also she does all the tax stuff. Also, like if you use TurboTax and file yourself, you're getting ripped off because you can do it for free at irs.gov or whatever, but that's not how I do it.
Thank you for the voicemail at 314-944-1120. Amy?
Yeah.
Did you see this? And I am extremely excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Leo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
I love Martin Scorsese. Apparently, there is in the works, right? We were just talking about the Chris Farley biopic.
Yeah.
Which Paul Walter Hauser is going to play Chris Farley. It looks like a Frank Sinatra biopic is coming out, and Leo DiCaprio is going to play him.
I almost feel like
I'm into it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why do they pick Leo? It's like there are 10 actors to pick from or 10 actresses to pick from. Pick someone who
would you want to play Frank?
I know, someone that we don't know about. Someone who doesn't have Leo's cachet of of films and everything in his history. So we don't see him and think that's Leo DiCaprio. We need someone we haven't heard of yet who's just brilliant. And when you know him only as Frank.
I think Timothy Chalamet should play young Sinatra.
Yeah,
And then when he
he's
has
kind
that
of angular.
when he has that 10 or 15 year or whatever it is
Leo
period,
can play Fat Frank.
then he
Is
can
that
come
what
back and be, well, Frank was never fat.
No, but he was so in the best way twerpy as a kid. As a young Frank Sinatra, he was very twerpy. And I say this as someone who's seen all of his films. On the Town with Vera Ellen, saw that.
Which I'll put this out there.
Mhm.
One of the most remarkable careers in history.
Yeah.
And yes, he was super famous. But knowing
Mhm.
that he started his career and was a very big deal for a while, and then it just tanked. It was all gone. Nobody wanted anything to do with him. He was a nobody, and had a second half resurgence better than maybe anybody has ever had in the history of entertainment.
Not the point of this conversation, but did you ever notice there was something of a Jiminy Cricket effect, like look that was popular in the 40s? Because if you think of Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire, Frank Sinatra, kind of these uber thin, kind of angular faced guys were very in. Just saying.
What do you got?
Crocs and Pringles have collaborated.
Crocs
and
Pringles?
Yes. So it's a whole line of Crocs shoes that are Pringles themed. There are little pockets with the Pringles guy on them. There's the Pringles mustache. There's the
Pockets?
Pringles face.
Wait, you talk about Crocs shoes?
Crocs shoes, yeah.
What do you mean
one
pockets?
is an ankle Croc, and it's got a pocket, almost like a neoprene pocket that you clip onto the side of the Croc.
Why?
It's like a booty. Why anything that has any? Why the whole story is why Crocs? Why Pringles? Why Crocs and Pringles? And who is the target audience? Is it your guys in Chicago?
Nobody wears Crocs except for nurses.
Crocs and Pringles.
Hey,
I mean, there are multiple shoes with
have you
Pringles
seen
themes.
Amy, have you seen the carrying case for the Stanley Cup?
No.
I don't mean the NHL Stanley Cup, but like the Stanley steel
those are
mug,
already
the straw.
huge.
There's a carrying case that you put, and it's got pockets, and then you put it around your shoulder like a purse. It's the stupidest thing.
No, you've got to be kidding me.
We've jumped that shark badly. Hey, Caitlin Clark had a press conference yesterday, and a reporter from Indianapolis got real weird with it. We'll bring that to you next on KMOX.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1893 $10 Gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1893p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 100 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed an 1893 Gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1893 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 131 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-888-201-7082. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-888-201-7082 now to secure your 1893p $10 Gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-888-201-7082.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Did you know you can unlock the equity from your current home and stay in it while you find your next home or while your new home is being built? Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert, can do that for you. Here's a problem that many home sellers find themselves in. They want to sell their home, but where will they move? Plus, they need the funds from their current home to go purchase the next home. Well, Gloria gets it. And that's why she created her Sell and Stay program, which lets you sell your home, get the cash, and stay in that home for up to 12 months. Gloria Liu thinks of every dilemma a home seller goes through and provides a guaranteed solution. If you need the cash from your current home to buy your next home, here's my recommendation. Call the agent I trust, Gloria Liu, and ask her about her Sell and Stay program. Call 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, it's mostly cloudy and 75 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. A juror in Donald Trump's hush money trial dismissed after expressing doubt about her ability to be fair and impartial. And the status of a second New Yorker picked for the panel is in limbo amid concerns that some of his answers in court may not have been accurate. CBS's Robert Costa with more on the process from Manhattan.
It's been a process so far in the jury selection where social media has been part of the discussion. Sometimes the Trump lawyers in particular have looked over certain Instagram or Facebook or other social media posts, wondering if they had any apparent bias against either the court or especially against former President Donald Trump, who's obviously a major political figure.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records in an alleged scheme to hush stories he thought might hurt his 2016 campaign. The teen severely beaten in a fight last month is making significant progress. In an update posted to the GoFundMe page, Kaylee Gaines' father says she's now walking with little or no help. She still needs to wear a helmet for safety, and there will likely be more surgery. Kaylee will also continue physical and speech therapy as well as counseling. A 15-year-old is charged with assault for the incident near Hazelwood East High School on March 8th. 3 wounded, 1 killed in a shooting outside the Pinup Bowl overnight.
There's really no evidence, and there's nothing here now to show that there was actually a shooting outside the Pinup Bowl. No shell casings, no police tape. The police have long gone now. But St. Louis City Police do tell us that 3 people were shot. 1 was killed. Overnight shooting here at the Pinup Bowl. And this happened around 3 a.m. 2 women wounded by gunfire in stable condition at a local hospital, and homicide detectives are now investigating. In the Del Mar Loop, Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Spring turkey season is underway for Missouri hunters. There are some new rules this year. Nick Oakley with the Missouri Department of Conservation.
The big change that we implemented this year for the spring season is that on private land, hunters can hunt until sunset. Historically, we've closed the season at 1 p.m. for all of Missouri.
The reason the time is extended is because the number of turkey hunters has dropped 15% since 2017. Permit prices have been increased to keep up with rising costs of goods and services. The KMOX Business Desk. Need to charge your car?
You might have noticed already, but it's getting a bit easier to charge your EV. According to a Bloomberg Green analysis of federal data, almost 600 public fast charging stations were switched on for U.S. drivers in the first 3 months of this year, a 7.6% increase over the end of 2023. There are now almost 8,200 quick turn EV stations across the country, or 1 for every 15 gas stations. Tesla is responsible for slightly more than 1/4 of them. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 237 points to 37,990. Looking at the traffic map, some road work on 141 South at Page. The right lane is closed, and 55 North at Carondelet, where the right lane is currently closed.
KMOX AccuWeather. Cloudy to partly sunny, breezy, warm and more humid this afternoon. A couple of heavy gusty storms around into the evening. The high in the mid-80s. Be dry out late tonight down to 48. Cooler tomorrow, high 63. This is AccuWeather's John Feerick on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got a cloudy sky at the moment, 74 in Forsyth, 74 St. Peter's, and 75 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Amy, we have a text message asking a very simple and good question.
If it's about taxes, I'm
No,
done.
it's not about taxes.
Okay.
The question is, where is Major? And that is a great question.
It is a great question.
Go ahead.
Are we allowed to say?
Well, we already have.
Have we?
I think so.
He was called for grand jury duty in Washington, D.C.
Yes, he's not part of this Trump case.
No,
but
this
he's
is in
been
Washington, D.C. He is serving his civic duty, and he was selected for grand jury duty, so he is out of commission until further notice.
Is it TFN? Till further notice. Like, is it? I thought it was a month.
Yeah, I think
It could
it's
be longer?
I think May. We get him back in May,
Okay, well,
mid-May.
I do miss our conversations. A lot of information that we have not been able to get from him. He's fantastic. I love Thursdays with Major Garrett.
A quick note of breaking news from the Wall Street Journal: the 30-year mortgage rate jumped by nearly a quarter point to 7.1%, its highest level this year. You know what's insane? When my parents bought their house, like back in the 80s, I think they said it was 18 or 19%.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Well, after the crisis, 2008, where everything was like 0%,
Mhm.
I think we got used to that, thinking, well, this is how
Like
it's always
two.
going to be.
A lot of people bought houses when it was like 2%, but my
Yeah.
parents, they bought, and it was, I mean, again, this was back in the 80s, I guess, right before I was born.
I believe that it was probably unsustainable the way it had been for,
Yeah.
15 years?
Yeah.
Probably
So
not sustainable.
7.1.
Okay, so yesterday was the introductory press conference for Caitlin Clark, and I don't know if there's a person alive at this point who doesn't know who Caitlin Clark is, but she is one of the best college basketball players ever. She was drafted number 1 overall this week by the Indiana Fever, so she is going to the WNBA. This was the introductory press conference, and there is a columnist for the Indianapolis Star, Greg Doyle, who I've been following him for a long time because he's a sports columnist. So I've known of him for many, many years. Don't know him personally at all, never met him, but I know who he is, and I've followed his Twitter account. This was an exchange that he had, and this is again an open press conference, so there are a lot of people in the room. It's not just a one-on-one with Caitlin and Greg. And he starts the exchange with, he says something. I'm just going to tell you what he does. You know how people take their hands and they fold them into the shape of a heart?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a common thing.
Taylor Swift does it. If you've
Taylor
seen
Swift-
Taylor Swift, like take her fingers, put them together, make a heart. Caitlin
Yes.
Clark does the same thing
She does it.
to her family
Yes.
at games.
So he did that to her to start this exchange, just so you know what's going on here.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like
Yeah,
that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so
Okay, well,
Very
let's
cool.
start doing it to me and we'll be able to get along just fine.
Okay. So that has been getting he's been getting torched, just absolutely torched. I've seen it from female reporters that I know from all over the country. I've seen it from people on the left. I've seen it from people on the right. He is getting absolutely dragged over the last about 20, 24 hours now since doing that. So he has apologized since, and he had written a column about the whole thing and that he was wrong, and he says it over and over again, and he's apologetic. I'm wondering if, and it is absolutely creepy and weird and awkward, and I think if I had been in the room, my reaction would have been like, ugh, dude.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, gross, right? I'm wondering if the reaction that he's getting from people is, I don't know, you can convince me otherwise. It seems like it's a lot. Like, even though he's apologized, especially since he's apologized.
Yeah.
And he seems honestly remorseful as a result. You heard it. You saw the whole press conference. They
And-
don't show him, but you can hear
Yeah.
what's going on.
And I've been in sports, right? I've been in for whatever reason, male-dominated worlds, playing ice hockey before a lot of women played ice hockey, coaching ice hockey, and then eventually covering the Blues and being a female reporter in the locker rooms. I've been there, right? And so I understand the different dynamics, and I know people will say, well, maybe he was being kind of oafish, or he's I don't know how old he is because it almost felt like that 55
I think he's about in
to
that range.
65.
Yeah,
like the old school. I don't know how to interact with girls other than flirt. So
I don't think he's in his 60s,
he
but he
doesn't-
seems to be a 50-year-old.
Yeah, because we've all met people who maybe, especially if they happen to be older and maybe they just they think they're complimenting by flirting or whatever. But my response was actually a bit harsher than I thought it would be, maybe harsher than yours, because my first response was a little bit of kind of like if I were Caitlin Clark, my initial thought would have been, well, blank you, buddy. And you may think, wow, why would you think that? Here's the thing. You're in a professional environment. You're not just meeting me on the street. You're a reporter. And when you're a reporter, you should act professionally. I, as a female in the locker room, went out of my way to make sure that from how I dressed to how I asked her the question could never, ever be misinterpreted of somehow wanting attention or being flirtatious or whatever it may
Hitting
be.
on the player.
Hitting on the
Yeah.
players. I went out of my way. And you know what else? It never even occurred to me to hit on a player because I was working. Like it's not like, oh, was it like, oh, he's cool? No, because I was working. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm a female in the locker room. I got to be better at this than the other guys.
Right.
I got to be better at this. I got to have better questions, more insightful questions. I need to know the game. Never once did it cross my mind of like, oh, here's a guy in the locker room. Okay. So no, I didn't think that way. If this guy is not professional enough to remind himself that he's not at a bar, then maybe he's a little too comfortable with his job. It should not be your default.
So let me ask you
to
this.
flirt.
I think he is absolutely, criticism is warranted. He deserves being criticized because that was, it was just, right? Should he lose his job though? Because I've seen a lot of that no apology, no anything you say now, you're losing your job, buddy. And I've seen it again. I've seen it from people I know to be very right-wing people and people I know to be on the opposite end politically. Does this seem like a fireable offense?
So I would say everything, no one exists in a vacuum. And if people know this guy and know that maybe he really did get nervous, this was a genuine mistake. He's a good guy. He doesn't have a history of making sexist comments or comments that are too comfortable. I think apologies and so forth, that is warranted, and he doesn't have to lose his job.
And I have to say, I don't know him like that, so I don't know if he is like this, if he's prone to it.
And I mean, I know of
I don't
some
know.
clubs that suspended reporter privileges to a guy because he wore a ball cap in the locker room. And the general manager didn't like reporters wearing ball caps
That
in the
seems
locker
a little
room.
much.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe,
suspended.
could he suspend? Yeah, revoke locker room access for a while? Maybe. Because I also think he would, if a female reporter had said something like that to Tom Brady, it would have been big news, hugely embarrassing for female reporters.
Oh, yeah.
And said, hey, this is doing an injustice to female reporters. We're not all like this idiot here who was openly flirting with Tom Brady at a press conference. Let me tell you, yes. Am I irritated at Greg Doyle because I don't like the demand of it? Start doing it to me and we'll get along just fine.
That's
it wasn't,
so
It
weird.
was the demand.
I like that you're here.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, even if he had said, like, oh, if you did that to me, if you made a heart sign, my heart would flutter. That at least would be he was nervous, but the whole start doing that to me and we'll be just fine. I don't like the demanding nature of it. So it irritates me a bit. But do you know what I'm not saying? When are reporters going to learn? I can't believe these reporters. No, this is not an indictment of reporters in general. This guy's an anomaly, which is partly why he's making the news.
It seems like a one-off.
But I've seen a lot of people online saying this is what women deal with all the time. And when is the industry going to change? The industry has changed. I've been there. For every guy who's a doofus, there are 15 or 20 guys who treat you just like any other peer or colleague. And so I would say that this moment is more of an anomaly, and it's a story because it doesn't happen a lot.
When does it become fireable? And when does an apology not matter?
I think if you have a history, if it's a repeated offense, I
'Cause,
do think
again-
if he has a history of making sexist comments, and if it's been happening, let's say, in the newsroom, and they said, listen, guy, we've told you multiple times, you can't do this. Now you've done this in a public forum and really embarrassed us. It's time to let you go. But if he has been a good reporter who's actually done more good than harm, right? And who doesn't normally say stuff like this, maybe you do a suspension, maybe you say, with the apologies, you lose locker room access for a little bit.
Yeah.
It depends on the guy. I do think you have to know the reporter, male or female.
He says in his column that basically at first it was denial and then it was anger. He called it anger, that I talk like this to everybody. That he says that he had an awkward conversation similar to that with the new quarterback of the Colts, Anthony Richardson. And he said he was convinced that what he had done was harmless and no big deal. And then a woman that he deeply respects said to him, quote, "But Caitlin Clark is a young woman and you don't talk to a young woman the same as you would a young man." And then it kind of hit him. Now, should he have understood that beforehand? He's old enough. He should know. Yeah, absolutely. You don't talk the same way to a stranger that you don't know in that manner in front of all those people, or even one-on-one. You just don't do that, right? You should know. But I'm wondering if the apology should just be accepted and move on from here. Again, I don't know if if he does stuff like this with women all the time. If he does, if it's a pattern, I think you got to lose your job, right?
Yeah, if it's a pattern and he's been warned about it, then absolutely, yeah. And again, you at some point. So you know how they say, like, ignorance of the law is no excuse. A complete lack of self-awareness is no excuse. If you're a 55, 60-year-old man and you're telling a 22-year-old, 23-year-old young girl, "Hey, we'll make this little heart symbol at me and we'll get along just fine." Dude,
it's...
okay, if you want to joke around with was it Giannis, the basketball player? Yeah,
Antetokounmpo.
Joke around with Giannis. But my guess is, one, you'd be kind of afraid of Giannis. You don't want him to get mad at you because you respect him too much, so you wouldn't do it. And two, you felt comfortable doing that to Caitlin Clark because you kind of figured she's not going to get mad at me because maybe for some reason she's not as intimidating. And she's a young woman. Don't make that joke. You have to have more self-awareness. That's part of the job. Just like Supreme Court justices can't take gifts, and players in the NBA can't bet on their own teams or their own sport. Reporters, especially male reporters, can't flirt with young girls at a press conference. And you could say she's a young woman. Yeah, a young woman. Women in general, and really athletes in general. If he had flirted with Tom Brady, I bet he would have gotten his access revoked for a while.
I like that you're here.
I guess right.
Dude.
That's my point. You wouldn't say it to a male athlete, but also have the self-awareness of how it looks when you say it to a female athlete.
Yeah, and again, in his column, he said he's done it with Colts coaches like Chuck Pagano and Frank Reich, and with Purdue players, Carson
Edwards
and Zach Edey. I don't know.
It means make a heart. It says, "Look at me."
Well, he didn't do it like that. But he says awkward conversations. So I don't know what that means.
But again, it's knowing there's one thing to have an awkward conversation. There's another one that to have an awkward conversation that connotes affection.
Yeah.
My guess is he didn't have an awkward conversation like, "Well, look at me with those big dreamy eyes and we'll get along." Is that what he said?
Probably not.
Right.
That's Amy Marks, Coors. I'm Chris Ranji. If you have thoughts, you know how to get a hold of us. 314-436-7900. We will talk Cardinals at the bottom of the hour. So just after the 11:30 news, we'll be joined by Matt Pauley. They win 2 of 3 in Oakland. Off today. Series against the Brewers tomorrow here at Busch Stadium. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Local news and information direct to your smart speaker. Just say, play KMOX.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. Call today for a free review at 314 or 618-9-MILLION.
This time of year again, where we all should be, not everybody, we should all be calling our companies and making sure our air conditioners are in running order, and do the best you can to make sure that they don't break down this summer. It's only $89 if you call us to have us do it. But let's just say that you've had that done and a company says you need a new system. Sucks, but without a question, you get another opinion, get another price. I can promise you without a question, if you call me for a second opinion based on what my customers say for the second opinion, you'll be happy you did. Call me. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. 314-293-2600. Missouri and Illinois. Or on the internet, bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
It's time to roll. After 5 straight sellout crowds to end last season, Mizzou football is ready to rock again in 2024. Don't miss epic matchups as Auburn, Oklahoma, and Arkansas return to Faurot Field. Lock in your tickets now and join the electric atmosphere with 62,000 of your closest Tiger friends. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets to secure yours today. Welcome to the jungle, M-I-Z.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
Wow, honey, have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien high-efficiency tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Diverse opinions, mutual respect. That's the politics you'll find at KMOX.
Texter to the show, Amy, 314-436-7900. That's how you can reach us. Says there was a Channel 5 Today in St. Louis reporter that was flirting huge with David Freese on air. Got a lot of negative feedback for that one. I don't remember that, although I may have been out of town when that happened.
Like in the locker room at a press conference?
It said it was on air, so maybe it was maybe it was on the show. I don't know.
Oh.
What, are you seeing it?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to.
Just throw it out there.
Like, was it because when the reporter's like, "This is my new boyfriend"?
Oh, I don't know. That's all the text.
If this is what I'm looking at, this is the reporter that went on a roller coaster ride. It was like, we're spending a segment with David Freese at Six Flags and we're going on roller coaster rides.
Okay.
And I think she was flirting.
Do you not want to name the person?
No.
And she said that this is my new boyfriend.
If that's what he's talking about, it was a Show Me St. Louis piece, which I mean, I'm not defending it, but I am saying Show Me St. Louis going to Six
playful.
Flags with
Yeah.
David Freese going, oh, hey, here we are, is
That
very
is like-
different
you're
than
right.
a press conference.
You're right. You're right.
Because the whole nature of going on a roller coaster with David Freese is unprofessional. You're not a real reporter.
It's a playful segment.
And also, this
Yeah.
was not a reporter. It was like a personality, like blogger
Okay.
type.
Yeah. Okay.
He was like, hey, here's what's new. Not, I'm a serious sports reporter.
Right.
So if that's what you're talking about, you can have an opinion on it. But to me, those are two very different things.
I agree with you. If you're a reporter covering a team,
Covering a team, and you're and you know how serious
Yeah,
press
it's
conferences,
completely different.
a car accident has more levity than your average press conference. I'm not joking. I mean, they're pretty serious. Like I said, I know a
depends.
guy that literally lost his locker room privileges were revoked because he
Where
wore
was
a ball
this?
cap.
Where was this?
I cannot say.
Oh, come on. Was it here?
Yeah.
It was in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And the general
Listen,
manager
you can't keep
didn't like
asking questions.
the general manager didn't
It
like
was
the guy was
somebody.
wearing a hat.
Somebody.
Oh, that's silly. That's
I only
silly.
know this because I wore a hat, and this person's like, "You got to take that hat off.
That is
You cannot wear a hat."
okay. That's a little silly. That's a little.
But
silly.
anyway, here's what I'm telling you: in a professional setting, a press conference, especially with Caitlin Clark, and you know what? My guess is this guy doesn't have the rapport. It wasn't I'm going on a roller coaster at Six Flags with Caitlin Clark kind of interview.
This texter says, "Wow, incredible excuses for the woman with Freeze." I disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree.
Yeah, listen,
with
it's
the texter.
America. You have a right to disagree.
can,
but
I
if you
just- I
can't,
just don't think it's the same
if you
thing.
can't make a serious distinction, I'm not saying it's right or wrong,
Well,
but if you
let
can't make
me-
a distinction between a personality who does not cover sports, who does not cover news, it was a what's out and about in town type of reporter going on a roller coaster with David Freese.
Well, I will say this, Amy. I don't think a lot of people understand the difference between broadcaster,
Yeah.
reporter, talk show host. They think people will tell us you're a reporter for. No, we are not reporters. We are talk show hosts. It is a completely different job. Being a reporter is being a reporter. That means you are finding news, you are gathering news, you are checking with sources. That's a completely different thing than what a talk show does.
Mhm.
And if it is a playful television segment where they're going on roller coasters and stuff, that is totally different than being in a press conference.
And listen, I
That's
get
not
it.
the same thing.
So apparently the reporter asked if he had a girlfriend, whether he prefers blondes or brunettes, if he thinks she and her friend are pretty, and she told him she loved him. And basically, like Yahoo Sports and Deadspin were saying, if this were a male reporter interviewing a female athlete,
I mean,
it would be sexist. Fine. I mean, yeah, I agree.
I still wouldn't have done it, but I don't think it's the same thing as being in a press conference. They're not the same environment. They're just simply not. Chris and Amy on KMOX. When we come back, we've got Matt Pauley talking some birds. We'll give you the birds next.
Hey guys, this is Dave from the Dave Glover Show, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. So here's the deal. Politics are tough. They've never been tougher than now. Families are split up over it. Friendships are ended. On the DGS, we have 3 different generations from 32 to 59, 4 different political approaches. We try to be open-minded. We really try our best. No one's going to yell at you. No one's going to call you stupid. Always feel free to tune in, to call in, give your opinion on the DGS, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on KMOX.
Charlie Brennan alongside Dr. Colleen Bosler announcing the Audiology Center's semi-annual event, April 23rd and 24th. And as always, Doctor, a $500 coupon off a new hearing aid.
Please join us for a special event dated April 23rd through April 24th. We will be offering a special $500 off coupon towards new hearing aids, as well as free hearing aid evaluations, free hearing screenings, free cleanings of your current hearing aids, as well as free earwax removal. We will be featuring the latest hearing aid technology from multiple different manufacturers. We would love to see you there.
I'll be there. It's the Audiology Center's semi-annual event, April 23rd, April 24th at the St. Peter's and Creve Coeur locations. Reservations are recommended. 636-441-7470, the Audiology Center, STL.com. CalJonesandMattAllgaier.com.
Wait a little longer. Great. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Kyle Jones and Matt Allgaier and the team at Fire Capital Management, formerly Heisey Advisory Group, can show you the options and help make the right decisions for you and your situation. Call them today, 314-328-4400. You spent decades paying in, optimize what comes out. Kyle Jones and Matt Allgaier and the Fire Capital Management team can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Call now, 314-328-4400. That's 314-328-4400. Firm is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This may be your last chance to get the new carefree villa home of your dreams at the Preserve in Afton. Our homes offer a lifestyle of convenience and relaxation without the burdens of lawn, landscaping, and snow removal. The Preserve is conveniently located at Watson and Mackenzie Road with sales prices starting in the 480s. We will build to order or select from one of our 7 move-in ready homes at substantial savings and special financing in the 4s. Hurry, these deals won't last. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
At 11:30, cloudy and 75 downtown at the Arch. President Biden gets a key endorsement today at a campaign stop in Philadelphia.
The endorsement will come from 15 members of the Kennedy family, whose name is iconic among Democrats. The Kennedy family endorsement is also notable since a member of their own, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is also running for president. But his independent bid for the White House has not had the family's support. Kerry Kennedy has said there's only 2 people in the race who can get 270 electoral votes, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and it is Biden who best represents their democratic values. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
One Southwestern Illinois college is investing in solar power, breaking ground this week on a 6-acre solar farm near Elsa, north of Alton. Dr. Nicholas Johnson, chair of the Department of Sustainability at Principia College, says the project will supply a significant amount of power to the campus.
It'll be between a quarter and a third, maybe around 30%. For the energy people out there, it'll be around 1.6 megawatts.
Non-native plants and trees have been removed from the area around the future array to ensure maximum light penetration and continued use of the field as a pollinator habitat. Principia is known for its internationally known solar race car team. We've got road work on 141 South at Page in the right lane, 55 North at Carondelet in the right lane, and 367 South at 67 in the right lane. And the forecast for this afternoon, cloudy to sunny, breezy, warm, more humid with a couple of strong thunderstorms into the evening. Could produce flooding downpours, hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornado. High today, 85. For tonight, showers and then clouds as we go late tonight with a low 48. For tomorrow, more clouds and sun with a high of 63. At the moment, clouds and 75 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
Hey folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. What's tuck pointing? It's the removal of old mortar and the replacement of new mortar on a wall or chimney. Sometimes that mortar can become loose, missing, or deeply eroded. We've used the Morelli team to tuck point the Brennan home several times, and in fact, this winter, we noticed the bricks that line the ground near our porch in the backyard had gotten out of line and looked pretty cattywampus. One call, Morelli Tuck Pointing, the job was done. Morelli's the company that's won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year, back to back to back since 2005. Check out their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. The Masonry Specialists, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt.
I'm Cardinals outfielder Lars Nootbaar.
I'm Wilson Contreras.
Now, Chris and Amy give you the birds.
I'm Adam Wainwright, and you're listening to the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
The 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Donovan strikes out, and this game has come to an end. And the A's salvage a game in the 3-game series, beating the Cardinals 6-3.
Today's Cardinals Report is brought to you by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back, family owned and top rated, RennerDoorSTL.com. So glad to have Renner part of this segment. A couple of days a week, well, every day of the week, we talk about Cardinals, but on Mondays and Thursdays, we talk to Matt Pauley, who joins us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Hey, Matt, when's the last time you've been creepy with a female athlete?
Do you have to stop yourself from accidentally flirting with the female athletes you interview?
I don't think so. I know the Greg Doyle thing was certainly interesting, the way that came across. I hope I've never done that. I try to be professional, whether I'm talking with male athletes or female. I spent 6 years as a play-by-play broadcaster for a women's college basketball team, and I don't think they were ever uncomfortable around me.
Well, that's the thing, Matt, because people's like, oh, give the guy a break. You didn't mean to do anything. I spent 4 years as a reporter with the Blues in the locker room every day. I never once accidentally flirted. It never even crossed my mind, because you're just thinking, I have a job to do. I have limited time to do it. I have 1 or 2 questions if I'm lucky. I mean, I was just laser focused, and I even felt like, okay, I'm a female here. I need to be better than the people around me. So when I put myself in that situation, I think, what in the world are you thinking where you accidentally flirt and say, hey, make that heart sign at me and we'll be okay? Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just know, like, from a relationship standpoint, if I would have ever done anything weird or creepy when I was in that area, like that would have been it. Like, that would be the story of who I am.
Yeah.
And none of those women who played basketball would ever feel comfortable around me again.
Right. And that's, it's not, life has some challenges and life is hard.
Life finds a way. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, this was not a difficult situation. You don't accidentally.
I read his column, and I want to.
He was apologetic, like super apologetic, but it's still like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about his column?
I don't know if it really explained anything.
Yeah.
Like,
do this with everybody. Do you? I feel like you don't. I feel like you don't go up to Giannis and are like, hey, look at me with those big brown eyes, blue eyes. I don't know what color eyes he has.
It's a different town. They don't have NBA in Indianapolis, but whatever.
I thought they did. The Pacers?
Oh, the Pacers. Shoot, you're right. Wow. They're an afterthought to me. I've even been to a Pacers game.
It's like the Pacers.
I have been to an Indianapolis Pacers game. I've been in their building, and I totally forgot about them.
That's the sickest burn I've ever heard. This guy follows the NBA. They don't even have the NBA in Indianapolis.
I've been to their building.
Yeah, the Pacers, buddy, right downtown.
Whoops.
Every time you do a sports show now, that should be part of the intro for you. They don't even have the NBA in Indianapolis.
We don't have a team in Indianapolis. Like, oh, wait, I've been to it.
That's awesome.
I think they played Orlando or something. Anyway.
Now, they don't have NBA in Orlando. What are you talking about?
Now Ron is going to have to write a column and be like, I forget teams everywhere. I do this with everybody.
Now the Pacers stink. Anyway, should we talk Cardinals or no? Yes, 2 of 3 in Oakland. Yeah. Chance to sweep a series. Didn't happen. Maddie, your thoughts?
Yeah, it would have been nice to get the sweep. That's for sure. The A's were playing some pretty good baseball. Now the A's stink. Let's preface everything with the A's are really bad.
Right.
But they were playing good baseball going in that series. They'd won 6 of 8. They'd won 3 straight series. So they caught the A's when they were playing good baseball, and they still take 2 of 3. So they go 500 on the road trip. That we always say that's what you want to do. So a 3-3 road trip. You wish they could win some of. They're not winning series finales. Remember last year they could never win a series opener. This year they can't win a series finale, so we can't talk about happy flights quite yet. Hopefully that turns around at some point in time. But all things considered, there's clearly some things they need to do better. They're not scoring enough runs. There's a bunch of guys who are not hitting up to a level that you want them to hit, but they haven't put themselves in a hole. And that's what we talked about going in the season, that looking at the schedule of the first month or so of the season and saying the idea is going to be not to put yourself in a hole, and they haven't done that. They're in perfectly good position right now.
We have we talked about Steven Matz a little bit, and he had the start, and he's still been really good. His ERA was 1.80 going into the game, and right now it's at a 3.6. For the most part, with the exception of this last one, he's been pretty good for them.
Yeah, I like what he's done. Yesterday gave up the home run in the second and then struggled in the fifth, giving up those 3 runs, and that ends up being the difference in the game. He did in his previous start, he only gave up I think it was 1 earned run, but 4 total runs, and Air came back to bite him. So the ERA doesn't totally tell the story in terms of runs that he's given up, but I think he's given you more than you could expect, and he's making it the start every 5th day. The next question is, can he start going a little deeper into games? Because they really slow played him in spring training. We remember when, at the start of the season, he was on a pitch count. It feels like he's not quite all the way stretched out. So the ability to go a little deeper into games and not run into that wall that he had yesterday, that's probably the next step for him.
What is your level of concern with Paul Goldschmidt? It's only been a little over a couple of weeks of this season, but last September, he wasn't particularly good either. And I know they're separate seasons. At what point do you feel like you're seeing a pattern as opposed to, well, this is just a blip for him?
It's a really good question. And I'm not concerned. I'm also leaving the door open that this is just a slow stuff. There's a lot of guys who are very good hitters who have bad numbers right now. That happens every year in baseball, first month of the season, and then guys get it going. So is there the possibility that Paul Goldschmidt's going to have a very solid season this year and the numbers are going to be fine at the end of the year? Yeah, that's a possibility. But when he wasn't bad last season, I think that's a really important thing to note. Like he did not meet what the expectations he had set for himself, especially coming off an MVP season, but he wasn't bad. He's been bad so far this year. You go back to the final month of that MVP season, he wasn't very good then. And then last season was below his standard, and this year hasn't been great. So it's been a while since we have really seen true Paul Goldschmidt MVP caliber type of hitter. And I'm still a little ways away from being, throwing up the red flags and running around and wondering when in the world the Cardinals are going to be able to do at first base. But it's worth noting. It's worth being aware of. It's worth watching to see if he can. And we were having the conversation about Nolan Arenado 2 weeks ago, and he's really kind of turned it on. And he's got good numbers right now. He's got his average back close to 300. He finally hit that first home run. He's hitting some extra base hits. So it can happen at the snap of a finger. You really want to see it happen soon for Paul Goldschmidt.
Here's where my concern is with him. He really hasn't been Goldschmidt good since May of last year, because the rest of the months he was about average or a little bit below average. And if you look at the results of the team, the games that he is good in, the games where he produces, they typically win. And he's such a big part of the lineup that, and here are the numbers. In wins last season, the 68 games that he played that they won, his OPS was over 900. In the games they lost, which was 86 of those games, his OPS was 730. So if he's not hitting, and it's not just attributed to him specifically, but he is such a central part of what they do offensively and helping them win, that if he's not producing, they're going to struggle. And that's what concerns me.
Absolutely. And you look at to take it beyond Goldschmidt, you look at what the team has done hitting with runners in scoring position last year and this year, because the overall numbers like last year actually looked okay hitting with runners in scoring position. They were actually a little bit better. At least they were the last time I looked at the numbers, maybe with like 3 weeks left in the season. But when they lose games, man, do they struggle hitting with runners in scoring position. And then this year, it's just been bad all the way around. They weren't good in those first 2 games against Oakland, and they won, so we didn't talk about it that much because they ended up winning, but they're really struggling in those areas. So when you're a middle-of-the-order hitter like Paul Goldschmidt, you're going to have RBI opportunities. I guess he's in the 2 spot now more often than not, so he's not going to have quite as many RBI opportunities. But the point remains, that's a really important part of the lineup, and he is being relied upon to provide damage for this team, and he's not doing it quite yet.
Matt, the Cardinals announced about 45 minutes ago that the City Connect jerseys will be revealed on May 20th.
May
They
20th.
will be debuted on the field on May 25th.
Let's go.
That's a Saturday. Ranj has been talking nonstop about these City Connect jerseys.
Still have to wait over a month for this.
We do. And we don't know anything about the City Connect jerseys, like what they will look like, what elements of the town will be incorporated into them.
Colors, we know nothing.
For sure, because their tagline this year is for the Lou. So without a doubt, I would be very surprised if the Lou is not somewhere on the City Connects.
Like the words "the Lou."
Yeah, like maybe instead of on the front saying Cardinals or St. Louis, it says the Lou. I bet that's a thing.
Okay.
I have no inside information here. I just know I would think this tagline that they're going with from a marketing perspective has to be tied into these City Connect jerseys.
Well, the Chicago White Sox with theirs back in 2021, theirs said South Side across the front.
And theirs was a nod to like their Little League culture. Like Jackie Robinson West. Like I
think you were talking about the fact that team couldn't beat a Little League team right now.
Well, no, they could not. They are off. They're historically bad.
They are historically bad.
They're historically bad right now.
Yeah. That's the problem is like I was talking with Mason Jar yesterday and the Royals are bad.
Who you crap on.
Yeah.
They're not bad this year.
They're not bad this year. And he's like, wow, the White Sox are really bad. What did you think of the Rockies jerseys back in 2022? They were green with the mountains and the white caps. It said Colorado across the front.
I like most of the City Connects.
I like them. And look, we can already write the comments on the Facebook and Twitter post now from a certain contingent of the fan base who's going to hate it. But I like this stuff. I think it's anytime it's fun.
It's fun. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sports. It's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun. And so often we get so caught up in things, we forget that it's all about fun.
Who are we talking to? Someone here hated the Boston Red Sox City Connect jerseys because they were yellow and blue for the marathon. The San Diego, the neon pink and green.
Yeah.
Those were sweet.
Yeah,
I'd wear
I like
those. The Washington's my least favorite. Has the cherry blossoms and it just says WSH with the cherry blossoms underneath. Those are my least favorite.
I think they're all.
When I was in Milwaukee, the Brewers had theirs, and it's got like a grill on it because of their tailgate culture, which is kind of cool.
No, that's very
like
cool.
That's very cool. So I'm looking forward to the City Connects. I've been talking about it for months, and finally we're going to get a look. And all I have to do is wait another month.
If folks don't like it, you know what? They don't have to go buy any of the
That's correct.
Stuff.
And it's only going to be a couple of times probably they'll wear it.
I don't know. When I was in Milwaukee, they wore them every Friday night. I have no clue what the Cardinals schedule is going to be on it. I would bet it's going to be maybe it's every Friday home game, something like that. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you why I like it specifically with the Cardinals, because it is an organization that rightfully prides itself with the history and the tradition and the birds on the bat, and it's remained largely unchanged. Little minor changes, but it's been the birds on the bat for so many years. I know
what they should do.
I like that it's embracing something different, even if it's only temporary. I love that. And I think it's even more special when a team like the Cardinals does it, or the Dodgers, or the Yankees, if they were to do it.
It should say the Lou, but in the font from Famous Bar. The Famous Bar font.
Okay.
What?
What?
Think of how far Famous Bar beat John Hamm in our list of St. Louis-y things.
What about the Lord and Taylor font? That's
everybody has
no,
Lord and Taylor.
Lord and Taylor's like Nordstrom.
Everybody has Nordstrom.
Yeah, but no one has Famous Bar, not even us anymore.
Okay. Matt.
Well, yeah, Famous became Macy's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticks Bear and Fuller, that became Dillard's.
Yeah, it sure did. Matt,
We're going to have a Dillard's again in Chesterfield. Go us.
Yeah, in the streets of or what's it called? The downtown Chesterfield?
Downtown Chesterfield.
The Fields of Chester?
No, where the complex with the mall
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
There's going to be a Dillard's.
Well, it's downtown Chesterfield, but it's in quotes whenever you read the story. It's downtown in quotes Chesterfield.
Well, you're getting a
I read
Dillard's again.
somewhere that space
Mm-hmm.
is actually larger than the space of downtown Clayton, which doesn't seem like that should be true.
I bet it's true.
The footprint, actually, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I
a
mean, that just
huge
tells you
space.
how much they can do
right
in that area.
That's a
That
great
does make
point.
sense.
With
Wow.
all the parking lots and the mall.
Yep. Matt Pauley, what's on Sports Open Line tonight?
Yeah, we got a full 2-hour show. We don't get a lot of those during the baseball season, so we've got that tonight. We'll obviously talk a lot of Cardinals, have a few guests lined up. We'll preview this big weekend series coming up. So, yeah, a lot going on.
See you, Bubba.
Bye.
Matt Pauley. Follow him on Twitter at Matt Pauley on air.
Are we going to have like 2 minutes? I think we have like 2 minutes to get people to call in or text in what should
We don't
be.
have 2 minutes now.
No, not now.
Next segment, we
yeah,
might.
the next segment. So here, 314-436-7900. Call or text what should be on the City Connect jersey. What do you think is going to be on it?
And what should it be?
pothole?
And are you going to cry about it if it's not exactly the way
What
you
if,
want it?
What if on the back of the jerseys where their names are, there are little weeds coming out of the first letter of each name?
I'm telling you, the
How-
Millennium. Hey, the Millennium
would be
Hotel
incredible.
should be on the front with the weeds.
I think I think it should be more subtle.
I
think
love it.
that the weeds should be coming out of the letters.
We have tickets to give away to see Aerosmith.
And
I
the
need
Black
to ask,
Crows.
And the Black Crows. I need to ask Tyler right quick. Do we have 2 pairs or just 1 pair to give away? Do we know? We have at least 1 pair of tickets to see Aerosmith October 14th at Enterprise Center. And I believe that is a very difficult ticket to get now, unless you want to pay
Yeah, I
lots of
think it's
money.
impossible.
So we're going to give away at least 1 pair of tickets before we go away today. Potentially 2. Tyler's checking, but your chance to win is coming up. We'll let you know when. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
You could be a part of driving Missouri's future forward. The Missouri Department of Transportation is hosting a job fair on Thursday, April 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at One Community Center Drive in St. Anne. MoDOT is currently hiring for maintenance workers, construction technicians, construction inspectors, and mechanics and equipment technicians. You must have a valid driver's license, CDL permit or license for applicable positions, and a copy of your resume. Find out more information at modot.org/hiring events. Again, that's modot.org/hiring events.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
KMOX Day at Busch Stadium is Wednesday, May 8th, when the Cardinals host the New York Mets. Purchase a special theme ticket and take home an exclusive KMOX Cardinals bobblehead featuring John Rooney and Ricky Horton. Oh, and fans who purchase a VIP ticket will receive the bobblehead and also have access to an exclusive pregame meet and greet with John and Ricky. KMOX Day tickets are limited and available right now at cardinals.com/theme.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it.
100% on time, 100% guaranteed, 100% wow. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath delivers all that, all in 3 days. Here's how it works. Create a kitchen idea, give them 3 days, and suddenly your kitchen becomes the centerpiece of your home. A place where everyone gathers no matter how much room you have in the house. Every project is 100% on time, 100% guaranteed, and 100% wow. Invest in your family and your home. Invest in a kitchen with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. 3-Day Kitchen offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee and will complete the job to your liking, guaranteed. They're in and out of your home in 3 days or less with top quality products and a great crew. And they're finished on time with no delays. Get details now. Start at 3daykitchenandbath.com. That's the number 3, then daykitchen.com. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group.
Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
On Friday, April 19th, the Cardinals host the Milwaukee Brewers. That night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will leave with their very own bobblehead of the young and upcoming Cardinals star, Jordan Walker. This collectible bobblehead is presented by Central Bank and is sure to be a must-have for your bobblehead collection. That's Friday, April 19th. The Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Jordan Walker bobblehead. For tickets or details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Jordan Walker, St. Louis Cardinals for the Woo.
There's the 8th strikeout for Lynn.
The Cardinals host the Brewers the weekend of April 19th through the 21st. Join us at the ballpark on Saturday, April 20th, when 25,000 fans 16 and older will take home their very own Cardinals full zip jacket courtesy of Mercy. This exclusive Navy jacket sports the STL logo on the chest and it has many elevated features. That's Saturday, April 20th. For tickets and more information, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Lance Lynn, the St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hi, this is Kent Newbold for Newbold BMW. Do not trust your BMW to some quickie lube place. Bring it to our award-winning service department. That's Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Illinois is mailing annual Medicaid renewals, which means that you need to make sure you stay covered.
Medicaid keeps me covered.
It keeps me covered too.
Staying covered with Medicaid means keeping yourself safe.
Keeping your loved ones and your family safe.
Everyone's due date is different.
So go to abe.illinois.gov to check your renewal date and update your address.
And stay covered.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't have time to read this comment. Most of our comments on the Facebook stream, because we're broadcasting on Facebook, streaming on Facebook,
or by
YouTube.
crazy people.
Yeah, most of the time. This guy says if the jerseys, if the Cardinals City Connect jerseys are all jacked up and late, it's totally worth it because Fanatics prioritizes DEI above all else. Bro, I hope that's a joke. I hope that's not actually in your head and you mean it. If it's a joke, it's funny and it's a good one. And
Mrs.
good on you.
Doubtpfizer, the best anti-vax handle on Twitter.
Hour 3 of the show is next, baby. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns, but here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you have shoeboxes full of photos? Today only, radio listeners get VIP access to the new Photo Legacy Box. Get your family's photos professionally scanned for as low as 7 cents, which is 76% less than what other brands charge. As the world's largest digitizer, you know you can trust Legacy Box to digitize your entire collection of 4x6 photos. Everything from the embarrassing haircut you had in the 90s to photos of your great-grandma's wedding. Visit legacybox.com/value to get 200 photos scanned starting at just $19.95. Oh, and don't forget, LegacyBox also digitizes over 15 other types of analog media, so you can get your favorite memories on VHS or grandpa's film reels from the 40s digitized too. Take advantage of this exclusive offer on the new Photo Legacy Box today and preserve your past for as low as 7 cents. Go to legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com/value.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, it's cloudy and 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. The Biden administration is imposing new sanctions against Iran.
The sanctions target the Iranian government's missile and drone program for starters. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says it follows Iran's recent attacks against Israel.
Over the last 3 years, we've done 600 sanctions across a wide range of entities and individuals, organizations, and businesses across Iran. These are specifically targeted at their drone capability, and we'll keep the option open for any more that we need.
Iran says its attacks against Israel were retaliation for Israel's strike against Iran's consulate in Beirut. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
A judge excused a juror from Donald Trump's New York criminal case this morning. She told the court people identified her based on details the press reported, and she was concerned about her ability to be impartial. Her dismissal means the court must now find 12 additional jurors, including 6 alternates to serve. CBS News correspondent Robert Costa is at the courthouse in Manhattan.
This is an unprecedented moment for the Manhattan District Attorney and Judge Juan Merchan as they all try to move forward with this case. It's very complicated to get a jury for a case involving a former president of the United States. And not just any former president, a global celebrity who's involved in so many legal challenges across the country at this moment.
A second juror was also dismissed this afternoon after prosecutors raised concerns about inconsistencies in his answers to questions asked earlier in the week. After initially sticking by the fraternity's side, the family of Riley Strain is now upset with Delta Chi's conduct in the hours after the University of Missouri student's disappearance last month. Strain's mother tells News Nation when the family first arrived in Nashville to file a police report, many of Strain's fraternity brothers left to attend their formal party.
They all of a sudden disappeared, all of the boys, and they ended up back out a little while later in their dress clothes to go out to their formal that night.
Strain's stepfather said while the fraternity brothers were at their formal, the family spent the night searching area hospitals for Strain. The family also said the fraternity did not go to the police until the next day. Strain was found dead miles down the Cumberland River nearly 2 weeks after his disappearance. 3 are shot, 1 killed outside a popular nightlife hangout.
This is Stuart McMillan in the Del Mar Loop, where things are as business as usual after an overnight shooting here outside the Pinup Bowl. I talked with a security guard who had just patrolled the street just minutes before that shooting. She was blocks away when the shots rang out, echoing between the buildings. There was a man killed here, shot in the chest. 2 women were also wounded by gunfire, and they were dropped off at a local hospital in stable condition. St. Louis City Police homicide detectives are still investigating just how this happened.
The KMOX Business Desk, prices coming down.
Arts and crafts retailer Michaels is cutting prices. The retailer says it's lowering prices on over 5,000 items across several merchandise categories. The prices of frequently bought items like paint, markers, and pens, they've been reduced by 15%, while the cost of other items down as much as 40%. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 57 points to 37,810.
Tonight, what caused the 911 outage in multiple states? Could other states be vulnerable? And a college course in Taylor Swift, but it's not about her music. Then, how quick-thinking police officers saved a man trapped in a house fire on the CBS Evening News.
That's part of Total Information PM tonight at 5 on KMOX.
Cloudy to partly sunny, breezy, warm, and more humid this afternoon. A couple of heavy gusty storms around into the evening. We'll top out in the mid-80s. Lingering clouds, cooler late tonight down to 48. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 63. This is AccuWeather's John Feerick on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It is a cloudy sky at the moment and 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Time to rewind. It's the Chris and Amy Rewind Recap.
What a show it's been so far. The first 2 hours of it have been extraordinary.
I mean,
extraordinary.
Whoa. If you missed it, download the Odyssey app. You can rewind live radio segment by segment. It's so easy to rewind live radio on the Odyssey app. Listen to what you missed, or you can download. I really should say and you can download, subscribe to the Chris and Amy Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, that's totally free to do. All it is a button click.
All of this is free.
Click a button. How hard is that? Right?
Well, I mean, don't chastise them. Nobody likes to be preached at.
What are you going to church for?
Yeah.
See?
Oh,
real quick.
No, I have a real quick.
No. This is a quicker quick.
Is it the real quick that has to do with a juror?
Nope.
Okay.
No, we haven't done the news. We're not doing the news stuff yet.
This is like two kids
give me 10
fighting for their parents' attention.
Give me 10 seconds.
Let me say this first, Mom.
Give me 10 seconds.
Go for it.
We do, in fact, have 2 pairs of Aerosmith tickets to give away.
Hot dog.
And you know what we should do? Give one away right now. 1 pair of tickets right damn now.
Batten down the hatches, Tyler.
Aerosmith, October 14th at Enterprise Center. Tickets are hard to come by, and you can win 1 pair right now if you are caller number 5.
That's the number of jurors left.
314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. That's different than the voicemail line. Caller number 5, you get to go see Aerosmith, and we'll give away another pair before the show is over. Yeah. Oh, yes. So,
okay, so
Amy,
update. As we mentioned earlier, 1 juror had been dismissed. A selected juror, one of the 7, had been dismissed this morning. So they were down to 6 because the juror felt intimidated by the case, the media, the attention. Specifically, Jesse Waters was putting from Fox was putting out her information.
He put the neighborhood she lived in, what her fiance did for a living, her occupation.
Not worth it. No way would I be a juror in that case.
And he did it for a reason. He did it for a reason because he was hoping she would feel intimidated and drop out.
And she did. She said she felt intimidated.
And it worked.
Now, another juror has been dismissed. And according to the New York Times, it is not immediately clear, but prosecutors had raised concerns about the credibility of the answers he gave to questions about himself. The juror who was dismissed was asked outside the courthouse whether he believed he should have been dismissed. The guy did not give his name, but he replied, nope. A prospective juror who was born and raised in Italy was just dismissed. He said that the Italian media had pushed comparisons between Trump and Berlusconi, the country's former prime minister. Yeah. And anyway, I think it's just going to be difficult to find the 11 jurors because Trump is so ubiquitous in politics, culture, business, and especially in the city of New York.
Also, we visited with Charles Bryson, who is a policy catalyst for TrailNet, and we were talking about pedestrian deaths in the city being down, but those in the county on the rise. This because of vehicles and the dangers of some of the roadways in the area. And we asked him why they are so bad.
Well, I don't think they're set up for pedestrians. And I think if you look at those intersections or those areas, number one, you have very wide streets. The speed limit may be 35, which contributes to people, unfortunately, dying versus serious injury, and we don't want either. But I think that if you look at those areas, that's what you see. You see very wide streets. You see very fast streets. You don't see any traffic calming that's available to reduce the amount of time someone, especially a pedestrian, is crossing the street. And so you have the recipe for certainly a pedestrian being seriously injured, if not killed.
So, yeah, I mean, it's encouraging that in the city it's a little bit better. I'd like to see what happens long term, but I think it's true that over the entire area, we absolutely need to do better with the dangers of some of these roads. We had a texter earlier who texted us at 314-436-7900, said 80 years ago, my cousin's mom purposely sent him to the wrong grade school because she didn't want him crossing Grand and Gravois on foot. So I guess it's been a problem for a long time. Some of those roads are really, really wide and they appear dangerous. I've never had to cross them for myself because I don't live there, but
yeah. The city, we've talked about traffic violence in the city, but also in the county. And I think some of it has to do with what you said. Missourians don't take a driver's ed. And so there isn't that awareness that maybe at a very young age could be imbued. And I know people may be thinking, well, I don't have to take driver's ed to know not to hit people. And I get it.
Yeah.
But even things like the green paint on the side of the road, a lot of people don't know what that green paint is. That means this is where people are cycling. And sometimes the green paint, right, it's just at the intersections just to let you know there could be cyclists turning left or right or going straight. And even a simple thing like that can help raise awareness. I mean, my goodness, I am promoting work zone safety awareness week for the Missouri Department of Transportation. We all know to be careful or not hit workers, right? We know that, but you actually have to be reminded, hey, let's put down our phone. Let's drive carefully. There are people right here in the middle of the road. So there is something to be said for awareness.
we also discussed the very awkward exchange, more of an exchange, not really a conversation, between Indy Star columnist Greg Doyle and Caitlin Clark, who in her introductory press conference, he got a little creepy with her.
A lot of creepy.
And so there was a lot of reaction. We've had a lot of reaction to what he did and what he said. This texter, though, because we had somebody who said to us, well, there was a female reporter who was on Today in St. Louis.
Who was openly flirting with David Freese, saying,
Right.
do you think I'm pretty? You're my new boyfriend, that type of thing.
Yeah. Which, again, a lot of people disagreed with us, but I think that it is a very, very different environment. That was sort of a supposed to be like a cute, playful.
Let me put it this way. If you are a serious reporter and you're in the locker room and you're asking questions and you work for a newspaper or you work for a team, it is your job to be serious, talk about real topics, right? Represent the organization and so forth. This reporter was not a reporter. She was more of a personality on Today in St. Louis, where her segment would be like, now it's time to okay, remember Trish's Trash with Trish Gazelle?
Yeah.
It was like that. Her segment was like, hey, let's see who's dating who. She wasn't a reporter. She was a personality doing a segment where she rode a roller coaster with David Freese. It may not be your style. I get it. Think, hey, well, she shouldn't have done that, because even if it were a male reporter doing that or a male personality doing that to a female athlete, I agree. It could be very distasteful. However, she's not a reporter. And if you can't see the difference between a gossip columnist going on a ride with a player versus an actual sports reporter, then that's more of a you problem.
You kind of know what's going to happen in an environment like that.
Yeah.
And somebody said, well, what about you guys? Because we made the distinction. Amy and I are not reporters.
We're opinion givers.
People believe.
Yeah.
Just anybody who's a broadcaster and relatively associated with news think you're a reporter. That's not what this job is.
I'm not a journalist. I'm not a reporter.
It's a talk show.
I do what you do. I read the newspaper, right? I watch the news. I keep up. I have access. I get to talk to
Right.
the newsmakers and the governor. But then my opinion is to process what I read and go, here's my opinion.
Right.
The newsroom, they can't give their opinions.
They are reporters.
Megan Lynch, Debbie Monterey, they say, here is what happened.
Yep. Michael
End of
Calhoun.
story.
Those are reporters and anchors.
And then
That's
I
a completely
go,
different job.
oh my gosh,
So,
did you see what happened?
A texter said, well, would you have a female athlete in and then flirt with her? And I'm like, well, I mean, I
No,
wouldn't.
but our
that's
show
not
is
the-
also, we're not a gossip column. We're
It's a little
not
different here.
There
Yeah.
are shows where the whole, like morning shows, the whole morning show is she did this with her boyfriend and what did he do and what did he say and is it cheating if I do this? That's their whole show. Their whole show is like Real Housewives. That's not who we are. We're not reporters. We're opinion givers. But believe it or not, we're a little bit more substantive than
Yeah,
that.
and sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're silly, but this is just a little different thing.
Yeah.
I like that you're here.
Ugh. They'll do that to me and we'll get along okay. Ugh.
Oh,
Who says
boy.
that? That's
That
so
guy.
gross.
So good.
Gross.
Hey, we talked about the Cardinals. They're off today. Tomorrow, they've got Whitey Herzog. Some sort of video tribute at least had been in the works. I'm not exactly sure what else is coming, but when we talked to Bill DeWitt III about it the other day, that's what he said, that there would at least be a video tribute, probably some stuff throughout the weekend after the passing of Whitey Herzog. And they're playing the Brewers tomorrow night, which is very cool. That's the team the Cardinals beat to win the 1982 World Series. So in that regard, it could not have been any more perfect. And we also discussed the fact the City Connect jerseys for the Cardinals will be unveiled on the 20th. So
With
a
the
little bit over.
players wearing it on the 25th.
The players will wear it on the field on the 25th. When we come back, apparently there are coyotes in Forest Park.
Coyotes.
Coyotes in the Forest Park.
City
there.
Coyotes, baby.
So we got City Connect and City Coyotes. Maybe that's what'll be on the City Connect
Listen,
jerseys.
I'm excited about this. I want to know. I spend a lot of time in Forest Park every day, usually twice a day. Am I going to get eaten by a coyote?
We are going to talk to Sharon Deem when we come back and find out what your odds are of being eaten alive by a wild animal in Forest Park on KMOX.
Friday night following the Cardinals game, it's live at Lowe's with John Rooney and Ricky Horton with special guest John Mazzewa. It's everything Cardinals live at Lowe's on your home of the St. Louis Cardinals, KMOX.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I'm sure there are two things that you want: certainty and the most money, right? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know that the agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first call when looking for an agent. Gloria does not make empty promises. She provides written guarantees. What does that mean for you? Certainty. Certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she will buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis's real estate expert, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. Call today for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
And paid for by 24/7 Holdings, LLC. Attention business owners. Are you tired of those hefty credit card fees cutting into your profits? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Thanks to the Dodd-Frank Act, there's now a game-changing solution to save you at least 95% on your processing expenses, guaranteed. Imagine processing unlimited transactions for as low as $49 a month. Our patented software gives your customers 2 price points based on how they pay, full or credit card price. It's that simple. And here's the best part. You can enjoy 24/7 support, next day funding, a virtual terminal, online gateway, and ACH processing. Our patented solution is available in all 50 states, making it the go-to choice for thousands of businesses looking to eliminate processing fees for good. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, call 800-396-1171 now. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to save 95% on processing fees, guaranteed. Call 800-396-1171 and make the change today. That's 800-396-1171. Again, 800-396-1171.
Stop for a moment and think about this. Do you know how much money in your 401k or IRA is actually yours? Or will the government take a bigger chunk than you thought? Remember, you still might owe taxes on that money. But do you have a plan to help make sure you don't pay more than you should? At Fira Capital Management, formerly Heisey Advisory Group, we believe you deserve to keep more of what you've earned, which is why we're here to help you navigate the confusing world of retirement taxes. It's your money. You deserve to know what's at stake. Right now, taxes are historically low, but they won't be this low forever. So call Fira Capital Management today so you don't miss out on this opportunity. 314-328-4400. That's 314-328-4400. You work hard for your money, and we'll work just as hard to help you keep it. Fira Capital Management, 314-328-4400. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Firm may not give tax advice.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at AutoZone. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Navigating politics with a balanced perspective, fostering discussions, not arguments. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
She can't walk in the door.
I am worried sick Amy's going to get in trouble.
There are coyotes in Forest Park.
And by trouble, I mean eaten by a coyote.
Coyotes. Wiley, the Wiley coyotes, they're in Forest Park. Scientists are studying why. And to give us some information about the coyotes in Forest Park and whether or not we should be worried is Sharon Deem. She's the co-founder of the Forest Park Living Lab. Sharon, thank you for joining us. I am in Forest Park at least once every day, sometimes twice a day. And I have an idea. And hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you,
I have an idea. So yesterday morning I was running and we saw a lot of turkeys in Forest Park by the Kennedy Forest. Do you think the coyotes are there to eat the turkeys?
I think they might be. Coyotes do like turkeys, and we have a number of turkeys now living in the park.
Where do the turkeys and coyotes come from?
Yeah, in all seriousness, I mean, it's funny because Forest Park is a wild place, but in all seriousness, yes, where are the coyotes coming from and why is everyone, it seems pretty surprised that they're there?
Yeah, so urban coyotes are not that uncommon today in many cities across the U.S. They're a little bit newer to our park, let's say. We have seen them over the decades, off and on. There's been sightings. But I'd say with the way the world has slowed down a bit during the pandemic and we weren't as active around the park, let's say in neighborhoods, there may have been some increase in the ability for larger animals such as coyotes to enter the park.
Okay, so where would they be coming? Like, what direction are they coming from? You know what I mean? Because there's not a whole lot of wooded area immediately around it. So I'm wondering where the coyotes might be coming in from.
Chris, I love that question. And the reason I love it, and that's why we're studying, is trying to piece together actually the movement of coyotes throughout the region. So we know they're in Forest Park. We've been catching them on camera traps for over a year now, but we haven't quite pieced together the movement in the larger St. Louis region. And that's really part of what this study is all about.
Are you seeing if the coyotes movement in Forest Park is somewhat unusual, are you seeing other unusual patterns around the area?
Yeah, and I'm not sure unusual is the right word. I mean, we have so many community folks that are reaching out and saying, I've seen the coyotes in my neighborhood and in South City and North City, west of the park. And that's been going on for a number of months, if not years now. So really trying to piece together and using the community plus our newfound technology with the GPS collars we've put on 2 of these coyotes, we're going to be able to map out and understand better this new arrival, let's say, in this iteration of coyotes here in the park.
How long have turkeys been there?
Yeah, that's a great question too. And so turkeys, again, with some of the old timers, there's been turkeys have been recorded over the years. I think, and I've lived by the park now for 15 years, and they have been over the last few years where I've started to see an increase in the number of turkeys.
I've never seen a turkey there.
So I'm so glad you say that, because I think I've been running in the park pretty regularly since 2006. And I feel like in the past 2 years, I have seen so many turkeys. And looking back, I don't remember seeing so many turkeys like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So there, like you said, that there definitely is an increase. I mean, I feel like I'm seeing them on most mornings right now. And there's like a whole flock of them. And one of them always has his feathers fanned out because we create narratives that he's showing off for the other turkeys.
That's it.
He definitely is. You are correct on that. And we know there's at least one flock. We think there might be 2. The most I've seen at one time is 17. And again, you're right. During the years you've been jogging, you wouldn't have seen them in 2006. And now we are seeing them, and people are following them. I will say one of those turkeys has a telemetry tag on her. Her name is Regina, and she's helping us understand where that flock is moving throughout the park.
Oh, Regina, that's adorable.
Look for her.
I'm looking at your website, forestparkliving.org, and when you go there, there's a place where you can find all the species that are wild in Forest Park. I see you have Canada goose; those are really expensive.
They keep you warm.
And also, it says red fox. He's been dead for years.
No, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! You don't have to laugh at him.
Come on, that's kind of good. Sharon, that's kind of good.
We do see fox. Okay, I want to ask about the eagles, because I have seen over the years a lot of eagles near Jefferson Lake. So that would be near the ice skating rink and Barnes Jewish Hospital, that corner.
Correct. And so where I've seen the eagles the most is over by the boathouse. There's one that comes in quite a bit late fall and winter. Just a week or 2 ago, we spotted a juvenile and an adult over by the west side, the northwest side of the park.
So what is you've got hawks too, and they're different than eagles. Yes. So are the eagles a little bit more rare in the area?
Yeah, so, most folks in this area know that the eagles come down and they're around the Mississippi and the Missouri, and they're around big rivers. We don't have a big bald eagle population more internal like at Forest Park, but we do have quite a large red-tailed hawk population, and we have 5 of those tagged right now in Forest Park. And I'll say it is wild, and it is on our website. One of those red-tailed hawks has gone 100 miles north and about 140 miles west, and they are moving. So they are connecting our area. Like these amazing birds that might call Forest Park home are also using just all the area around the park in Missouri and in Illinois, and how cool is that, right?
Mm. It is so cool. Sharon Deem, co-founder of the Forest Park Living Lab. we would love to have you on again soon to talk more about Forest Park, the Living Lab, and the wildlife there. It's so interesting. Thank you for the work you're doing, and we do hope to talk to you again.
Sounds great. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
ForestParkLivingLab.org. That was Sharon Deem, the co-founder of Forest Park Living Lab. And she was joining us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Guess what, Amy?
What?
Got to give away another pair of tickets right now. Aerosmith is coming here October 14th at Enterprise Center, and we are giving away tickets to caller number 5 again. Best of luck to you. Pair of tickets, 314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. George Wallace, comedian, in studio next on KMOX.
Tom Ackerman here for Busey Bank, recognizing the Guardian Angels Settlement Association as a building community partner. Guardian Angels serves under-resourced community members, helping them take the first step on the path to possible. They assist over 4,000 individuals in our community through their early childhood education and social stability programs. To learn more about Guardian Angel, Google Guardian Angel STL. Busey Bank encourages you to get involved. Together, we can build community.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President at Busey Bank. At Busey, community and giving back are at the heart of everything we do. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbors and your partners. We take pride in engaging with the communities we serve and building lasting relationships because our commitment to strengthening our communities is a top priority. Whether you're shopping local or giving back through volunteerism, every little bit counts. Join us at Busey Bank as we continue building the communities we call home.
At 12:30, clouds and 78 degrees downtown at the Arch. President Joe Biden will accept endorsements from at least 15 members of the Kennedy political family during a campaign stop in Philadelphia as he aims to undermine and marginalize the candidacy of independent Robert F. Kennedy Jr. A poll from the Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs Research shows 45% of U.S. adults say they've become more concerned about climate change over the past year. That includes roughly 6 in 10 Democrats and 1/4 of Republicans. Principia College in Elsa, Illinois is going solar, breaking ground this week on a new field of solar panels. Dr. Nicholas Johnson says the school's leadership showed foresight in investing in solar power now with an on-campus array.
Future electricity prices are always uncertain. You know your current electricity prices. It also acts as a nice hedge because you've made your investment and then you're not worried about future prices.
Johnson is the chair of the Department of Sustainability at Principia. He says once running, the 6-acre solar plant could produce as much as a third of the campus's power needs.
The Cardinals can't complete the series sweep of the A's, losing yesterday 6-3 after taking the first 2 games of the series. Steven Matz takes the loss, going 5 innings, allowing 5 runs on 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Ivan Herrera drives in 2 of the 3 runs for the Cardinals. After an off day today, the Cardinals are back home tomorrow to open up a weekend series against the Brewers. Kyle Gibson will make the start. He's 1-2 with a 6.16 ERA. 7:15 first pitch, meaning our coverage begins at 6:20. The Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
Forecast for this afternoon, a couple of strong thunderstorms with a high of 85. For tonight, some showers and a low 48. For tomorrow, more clouds than sun, high temperature 63. At the moment, clouds and 78 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com. Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous, and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
You would spend a lot more time in your backyard if you had a great outdoor space, like something designed and built by Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. If you've been needing to replace that deck that's been splintering and may even be a danger, you should consider maybe VecaDeck vinyl decking. The new colors are espresso, hazelnut, cayenne, and storm. And pewter is the new color for 2024. That never needs to be stained, and they look amazing. Chesterfield Fence and Deck can do fences, of course, decks, custom sunrooms, screen rooms, pergolas, patios, retaining walls, windows. They do it all, and they will make your outdoor space the place that everybody wants to get together and celebrate, or maybe just your own little peaceful place all your own. Give them a call and mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. Stop by their beautiful showroom or find them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
On Friday, April 19th, the Cardinals host the Milwaukee Brewers. That night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will leave with their very own bobblehead of the young and upcoming Cardinals star Jordan Walker. This collectible bobblehead is presented by Central Bank and is sure to be a must-have for your bobblehead collection. That's Friday, April 19th. The Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Jordan Walker bobblehead. For tickets or details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Jordan Walker, St. Louis Cardinals for the Roo.
There's the 8th strikeout for Lynn. The Cardinals host the Brewers the weekend of April 19th through the 21st. Join us at the ballpark on Saturday, April 20th, when 25,000 fans 16 and older will take home their very own Cardinals full zip jacket courtesy of Mercy. This exclusive Navy jacket sports the STL logo on the chest, and it has many elevated features. That's Saturday, April 20th. For tickets and more information, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Lance Lynn, the St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1893 $10 Gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1893p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 100 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed an 1893 Gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1893 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 131 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-888-201-7082. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-888-201-7082 now to secure your 1893p $10 Gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-888-201-7082.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Now, y'all heard about Costco. This is a true story, y'all. I read Costco. I read it online. Costco is now selling caskets. Did y'all read that? Costco is now selling. These people losing their mind. You go to Costco, give me a jar of dip pickles, a case of aluminum foil, and grandma, she not feeling too good. Give me that blue casket up on the wall. Only trouble is you got to buy 12 of them to get a good deal, you know?
Coming up tomorrow, Friday, 7 o'clock and 9:30 on Friday and Saturday, you have the opportunity to see comedian George Wallace, who will be at Helium Comedy Club. Tickets at stlewis.heliumcomedy.com. That was George Wallace. This is George Wallace. He is in studio with us. It is good to meet you, man. How are you?
Thank you so much. I thought that sounded like me. Maybe my headphones are a little too hot. I don't know. But,
it was you.
But that was me on, right?
Yeah, that was you.
I thought that was my voice. I can talk to you like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So I don't need the headphones today.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little static there, but I'm happy to be here. I'm at the KMOX. Can you believe that? How many people in the world would like to get to this station?
Oh, well.
Well, at
least a dozen.
At least a dozen.
At least a dozen. That's what I'm saying. How many?
Pretty amazing.
You hit it right on the head.
I thought it was pretty good. You were telling us that your first show was at the Fox, your first big show?
My first big show, me headlining, was at the Fox Theater. I had done the Tonight Show on Arsenio, I guess it's like 1993, 94, and it was just a big comedy tour. And I got to St. Louis. I'm going, where are all these people going? I look at the marquees. It's George. I didn't know I was at the Fox. It just said George Wallace. And I said, oh, my God, that's the first time I cried.
Really?
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you don't know what to expect when you're, this is a long time ago, you know, and because I've been doing comedy for 47 years. And
So I'm so blessed to be able to do what I'm doing, right?
So that was the first time you were headlining a show.
Yeah.
Who were you opening for, traveling with before that?
Before that, because I never wanted to do television and movies, so I came here with George Benson. I worked with Donna Summer. I worked with Diana Ross. I was with Tom Jones. We came here with Tom Jones many a time at the Fox also, yeah. So we used to have fun there, and I did, who was the broadcaster? He had a special show. Also, he died. His dad, he had a son. The biggest broadcaster out of
Mike Wallace.
Jack Buck.
That's what I said. That's what I said, Jack Buck. What's wrong with you guys? And then I worked with
He's a KMOX. He was at KMOX.
Yeah.
And the other sports announcer lives here also. I worked with NBC for many years. I worked with him for
Bob Costas.
Bob Costas, yeah.
We
so
talked
come
to
to
him
think
this
of it,
week.
I've done a lot in St. Louis. As a matter of fact, I met Stan Musial.
Uh-huh.
He was at a sports show once, and I met him here, like in the 1990s.
Was it the Musial Awards, probably?
No, I was just on radio. Just on radio.
Okay.
But I met a lot of things I'm thinking now that I was in St. Louis for. Yeah. Then I went up on that on the arch.
Oh, what do you think of the arch?
Oh, I thought it was great. I was up there, but it was going. I didn't think it was good. You always think it's going to be me, right? This thing's going to fall over with me. But I've had a lot of.
It's amazingly sturdy.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't. When the wind blows, it doesn't sway.
It probably
it
sways
does.
the
It
right
has to,
amount.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
to sway a little. I
Yeah.
think it's the pods where you go up, over, up.
That's what it
over,
is. I knew it
up,
was something
over.
different.
The little
Yeah.
Yeah, the little
It's
elevator
only,
pods.
I guess it's thicker than it looks. Is that right? Thicker or larger than it looks? You know?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little bit bigger. It's still I get what you're saying. It's a little unnerving
Yeah.
just
You
to
look
be
out
up
of-
in it.
Look out of a little window. I think it's great you have that. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and we have no landmark like that. You need something in your city that's really great, a destination, let's put it like that. People come here
Yeah.
just to go up in the arch and they see it, and they're traveling all over the world, and you make jokes about it. You know, in Las Vegas, we always see somebody from St. Louis say, "Oh, the world's largest McDonald's." Okay, they got to build another one.
Oh, yeah, we used to have a riverboat.
We did.
Used
A
to be able to do-
McDonald's riverboat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean McDonald's riverboat?
There was a McDonald's, looked like an old like 1900s riverboat.
Yeah.
Okay, with the arches and things
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it burned.
Oh,
Didn't it
I don't
burn
know.
up?
A
what happened
river
to it.
burn on a boat burned on the river. This is not Cleveland.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What do you think of Cleveland?
Cleveland is good. I went to school in Akron, so I know a lot about
Oh,
Cleveland.
really?
Yeah, I went to
That's
university.
where LeBron's from.
I'm his daddy. So we go to. I'm his real daddy. His mom used to go with
Congratulations.
my kids in Akron.
Is that right?
Yeah, they used to come to the house all the time. And when LeBron see me today, I always talk about that's my son. And when he sees me, he always give me a thumb
Really?
up. Yeah,
That's awesome.
he's such a great guy in sports. We love LeBron James out of Akron. Steph Curry was born in Akron, Ohio, also.
I did not know that.
You're going to learn a lot from me. I did not know that.
What else do you have?
I know.
What else?
I know
What
life
is
is
your-
good. I know I'm going to have some fun here. Look what I came here. Look what I have.
He
Oh,
has
barbecue. Oh, so you're
St.
going to
Louis
hit the barbecue.
Magazine.
Yes, I
barbecue.
got the magazine and I found a lot of places that's like 150. So I'm not going to be able to get all of the barbecue this time, but I'm going to get some barbecue. And I don't want to go to a regular barbecue. I'm black. I want to go where somebody just got shot. I'm talking about some real. You laughing at it or whatever. I want to go where. So I'm talking good barbecue. You don't know what's blood or barbecue sauce. You just kick your body out of the way and just get the body out of the way. I got to have this barbecue.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you have a lot
don't.
of options,
Amy
I
knows all
guess.
those places.
Amy, you eat meat. Hey, Amy don't eat no meat. Look at her.
I do eat meat.
No, you don't. She's I bet you can't eat because the smallest person in the world can always out eat everybody else,
Yeah.
right?
Do you
I
ask her
do.
how much she runs a week?
Oh, you want to? I just wrote a joke on this. Is this going to be funny?
Yeah.
Because everything is a lie.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of guys call themselves a cross country runner.
Yeah.
And basically, they just go cross town. They never go cross.
They never go across
They
the
never cross
country.
country,
Go
right.
across
Yeah.
the park.
I'm trying to make that funny. It's not funny yet, but it was.
It will be.
I'll get paid the same thing. It doesn't matter whether they're laughing or not. I'll just tell them the joke needs work. So I'm just happy to be in your city because I already know we're gonna laugh in St. Louis, right?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people here have a sense of humor.
Some people don't. You need to show them how to have a good time.
Well, that's what I'm about. That's why I have the greatest job in the world. And obviously, you guys have a great job. You're on radio and you make people's lives better. And I encourage young people, make sure you enjoy your life. I love going to work. I love going to work.
That's a thing, man. We talk about that all the time. It's very difficult to find a job that you want to be at every day.
Yeah. Well,
That's tough.
Listen, because I sometimes I choke up because I want to be a comedian since 6 years old.
That's amazing.
And sometimes I just stop during the day and just thank God for what I do, because all I do is lie. I just basically lie. That's all I do. I just make up stuff. And they love it, and they says, come on back. Almost like the weatherman. Come on back.
Do you like stand-up or acting better? What's your favorite?
Nothing is better than stand up, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
You can act all you want to have a good time. You have to sit there. You ever see people act on TV and things like that? I did a TV show with John Mulaney on Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday, I got to work at noon, and I didn't hit the camera until 6 o'clock. So that's the bad part about acting in the television. You got to wait around, and but to get on that stage, be up there for only work for an hour a night, hour and a half, and talking and making people happy and laughter, and there's medicine. I'm a doctor. People feel much better when they leave my show than they do the doctor's office.
It is so true. When everything was so depressing in like 2020 and so forth, I turned to comedians. I'm not even joking. And I watched stand up and I listened to stand up.
Thank you.
It really is healing.
It's
like
medicine
laughing is medicine.
And that's in the Bible. Laughter is healing for the soul.
It is. Absolutely.
How often I know some people are constantly creating new material. Do you feel that's kind of how you're working? Like all the time? Oh, you got your notebook with you.
I love a yellow
notebook.
legal pad.
Yeah.
Tell them what that is.
It's a legal pad,
That's a legal pad. If I don't write them
Get
on
it
here,
together.
they're not legal. They got to put them on a legal pad. So now I'm trying to make something funny because I look at, observe a lot of things like a wrinkle-free shirt, right?
Yeah.
When you take it out of the package, it's full of what?
Wrinkles.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make that funny, and then I have to take it to another level. It's kind of like stainless steel. Why do they call it stainless steel, right? As soon as it's a refrigerator,
Yeah.
first thing you see on it is what? Stains.
Stains.
Yeah. It even comes with a bottle of polish. Something, it just doesn't work. It's like something that don't happen.
Yeah.
Like a virgin mother. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
Well, it happened
So
once.
that's what the new joke's about. And you listen to the politics and you listen to what's going on in the world today. Yeah, that's how you got to constantly write new jokes.
Do you hate politics?
I love it.
You do?
Sometimes I should be running for president, but the problem with me is people would vote for me.
Yeah.
I would vote for
I
you.
would vote for
I make a
I
great
would
president.
campaign for you.
Yeah,
100%.
well, thank you so much, because like things like one of my first jokes. I love this joke. First law I'm going to pass: Chick-fil-A is going to be open on Sunday. I don't give a damn what they open on. Chick-fil-A going to be open on Sunday.
Hey, that's a great idea, George, because it's the only day I ever find myself wanting Chick-fil-A is Sunday.
Listen to me. You ever driving down the street and you pull into the Chick-fil-A, but you guess what I thought of? I go to Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, Georgia. Every Saturday night I buy about 300 Chick-fil-A. I cut them in half and I charge full price because I'll be there for you when you come in. Somebody said, we're going to turn you in to your parole officer. So he's selling lemonade next to me. So isn't that wonderful to have a store like that, Chick-fil-A? I don't know where to get the employees. They're so nice,
Yeah.
I even talk about that. You can get to Chick-fil-A a Saturday night like $9.49.
I know where they get 'em.
And then you pull up to them. By the time you get up to it's 10 o'clock, and they said, I'm sorry, sir, we're closed. You said, but I've been waiting in line, sir. We close at 10 o'clock. And you can curse them out. You can call them every name in the book. And all they will say to you is, it's my pleasure. It's my
Wow.
Don't try that at Popeyes, okay? They're ready to fight. You have to go to the army before you. There's something wrong with the people at Chick-fil-A. I don't know whether they're cooking chicken or grease.
You think it's a cult?
It's whatever it is. Somebody got killed at Popeyes, over the chicken sandwich.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? That was
yeah.
nationwide news.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
I wasn't here in St. Louis. Could have been, right? Yeah.
There's so many we just forget.
Yeah.
We don't know what days what around
Keep it
here.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting to be here. Last week I was working with Michael McDonald, who's from Ferguson.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that was really cool. We were on a ship together. The best suite I've ever had. I'm going to show it to you so you guys can see it because you won't believe it. I had a 3-bedroom suite on a boat. On a
What?
ship.
Are you
What?
serious?
You
That's
never-
like the president's cabin. What is it called? The
No.
presidential
This is
cabin?
much better than the president cabin. We had our own private restaurant up there. And
What?
and I told Michael I was coming to his city. It's just wonderful.
Wait,
Where was
whose
this
boat
ship?
was
This ship is called Norwegian Cruise Line,
Okay.
Norwegian
Oh,
Pearl.
okay.
Norwegian Pearl. It's just
Wow.
amazing.
Where? What part of the world were you guys?
We
in?
went out of Miami. We only went for 3 or 4 days
Yeah.
to what do you call it? The next next country over. It's not a country. Nassau is not a country.
I don't know anything. I don't know geography. You can't ask
You don't
me
know
anything.
geography?
No.
he's
You
bad.
don't. You know is that the Mississippi River over
That's
there?
the Mississippi.
You
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I do
Where
know
does
that
it? Where
much.
does it go? Where does it start?
You mean Louisiana?
That's.
No,
I didn't ask you where
no.
it stops. I said
Yeah.
where it starts.
It doesn't flow.
Oh, sorry, Minnesota.
It's crazy.
Wait, Minnesota.
I think it is Minnesota, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know
Wait,
what the
you
St.
don't
Lawrence-
know?
No, she's giving you a hard
Listen,
time.
I
Do
thought
not let her.
you have
George,
the
do
answer
not
for
let her
Look,
do
I'm
this.
thinking it's the St. Lawrence Freeway. Where you go to St. Lawrence? Something
Oh.
like that.
I don't know.
River. Does
Yeah.
it start up in Canada and Minnesota? Something like that.
Something like that. I'm not good with anything. I don't know
He's
anything.
really
George.
bad at
I want to
math.
turn the sound down because we're on radio, but I want you to see this before I leave because
Okay.
it's amazing. Let me go back to it.
I think.
I'm talking to people.
Am I
talking to
looking
you.
at a text thread with you and Michael McDonald?
No, that's
Oh.
just my suite.
She's trying to get Michael McDonald's phone number.
Oh my goodness! This
It's two
looks like a
floors.
floor. It's multiple floors.
Yeah, and that's my suite for me. And I didn't care.
Wow.
I didn't take anybody with me.
Those boats are too big.
Did you just walk around and say like, "All this is mine"?
Naked too. Walk around naked in your room.
Well,
now.
obviously.
Who doesn't do that?
Did you play the
Well,
piano
you said-
naked?
No, you said,
Or keys
who
that way?
doesn't do that? Who doesn't do that?
Oh, look at why. That's too big. Those boats are too big.
They're not boats. Those are ships.
Yeah, the ships are
the
too big.
worst thing you
5,000
can
people.
do is call it a
5,000 people
boat.
on the ship.
George,
That's
they scare the
incredible.
hell out of me. They're too
Really?
big. Yeah.
You know what his worst fear is? Being in a little boat next to a big boat.
I don't blame you on that
Yeah,
one.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess
I
I'm
can't
onto
swim, so it doesn't matter when you're out in the middle of the ocean. Either way, does it?
You
whether
did you
swim or
even
not.
know
Swimming
you were
doesn't
in the
matter at
ocean?
that
This
point.
suite is still going. This bathroom is bigger than.
The showroom is 2,500 seats.
Oh my God, man. It's just
Yeah.
too big.
It's amazing. It's too big.
So
Beautiful.
you're here tomorrow.
Wait a second. Marshall Warfield is with me. You guys didn't know that, did you?
Oh, from Night Court?
Yes, the new Night Court and the old Night Court. Marshall Warfield is with me. I apologize. I should be saying that.
Oh, we
you
didn't
get
know
two
that.
headliners for the price of one. You got to come out to the show. You guys, you know you can get in for free, right?
No.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're more than welcome. Just you both of
Okay.
you. Yeah, you bring your family.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
What do you
be-
think
Oh,
I'm
that
up here
would be
for? You
so
don't think I'm not
fun.
going to invite you to the show and you helping me put people in the seats?
Oh, I
We
hope
gotta
so.
go Friday,
Okay.
Saturday, 7.
All right, it's happening
Friday
then.
at 7
Okay,
and
7 and
9:30.
9:30, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. If you don't have a good time, you can get up and walk out.
I would never
I'll
walk
give you
out
your
on you.
money back.
George, I will never walk out on you. Thank you for coming in and seeing us.
Thank you
Well, I
so
appreciate
much.
you.
Tomorrow at Helium Comedy Club, 7 and 9. Saturday, 7 and 9 also.
7 and 9:30.
7 and 9:30.
Yeah.
9:30.
But
Both
if you
nights.
say 9, that means you'll be there on time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
people
yeah,
here,
yeah,
you never know.
You never
They
know.
drive
huh?
slow, so you want to make
They
sure
drive
that
crazy. 4 people cut me off already. Oh, he's raising his hands. He's a
Oh,
producer.
really?
Yeah,
When you
he's
see
trying to
him,
make us
when you see him
leave.
do that little circle thing, wrap it up.
Yeah,
I'm,
that's-
I'm about to go over there and bust him upside his head. I'm having a great,
I know. We
I'm having
can't
the greatest
toss you
time of my
around.
life
I'll
right
give
now.
you $50 if you do it.
Which we'll pay for a ticket.
Put your pay for your ticket. Right?
Yeah, that's what we're.
I'll take 100.
Yeah. George Wallace, you're awesome.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming
God
in.
bless you. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Aw.
That's George Wallace tomorrow night and Saturday night, 7 and 9:30 at Helium Comedy Club.
And
Go
who?
see him.
And Marshall Warfield.
And Marshall Warfield
Yeah.
from
Night
Roz. Roz.
Roz.
She'll be there. God, I loved it. I loved it. George Wallace on KMOX.
That's the first time I ever did a radio show. Nobody asked me about Jerry Seinfeld. Isn't that amazing?
I'm
You
so
know
on.
I'm the real roommate. Did you know I'm the real George roommate?
This is good stuff.
I'm his roommate for 13 years.
Jerry?
Jerry?
Oh, God, Lord. Something wrong with you guys.
Oh, we,
I'm
okay, let me do this.
I'm roommate
We're
for-
going to get that
I'm
story.
roommate and also best man in his wedding. I'm the father's. Y'all don't know that?
Oh. No. All right. I got to tell people about this 5K I'm doing on Saturday, George. It's for the Missouri Department of Transportation. It is this Saturday at 8 a.m. at 141 and Highway 40.
My first degree is in transportation. That's why I'm so happy.
This is awesome. And it is Work Zone Awareness Safety Week. And so all of the awesome workers at the Missouri Department of Transportation are out on the highways, out on the roads. There's so much distracted driving. That's a pretty dangerous job.
Yeah.
And so we just want to raise awareness to put down your phone, pay attention, remind family members, your kids, your friends to be extra careful through those work zones so that all of those workers who are making the roads safer for us to get home, they can get home safely to their families. And join me this Saturday, 8 a.m. You can walk the 5K, walk a 1 mile fun run or walk, whatever you want to do, bring the kids, you can sign up at modot.org/ST-Lewis.
Before you sell your home, consider your options. This is Debbie Monterey, and for years I've been telling you about St. Louis's real estate expert Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is an expert in selling homes for the most money because she has the guarantees, the buyers, and different solutions for every type of seller. She recently provided a family multiple cash offers in minutes so they could move quickly with no showings, no costly repairs, no hassles. Not everyone is looking for multiple cash offers. That's why Gloria will sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she'll buy it. Her name says it all. Your Home Sold Guaranteed. Regardless of whether you're looking for multiple cash offers or you want to use her Guaranteed Sold program to ensure you get the most money possible, call the agent I would trust to sell my home, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Make reservations for the 2024 Women of Achievement Award Luncheon, presented by KMOX. The award luncheon takes place Tuesday, May 14th at the Ritz-Carlton, St. Louis, and celebrates 10 outstanding volunteers from across the St. Louis metropolitan region. Doors open at 11:15, and the luncheon runs till 1:30. Reservations are $60 per person. Sign up now and find out more details at KMOX.com/events.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
To the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the house.
Faroe Field, home sweet home for Tiger Nation on 7 Saturdays each fall. The traditions and tailgating run deep. The victories roar louder, and you can't get energy like this sitting on your couch. So don't wait. Get up and get in the game. Lock into your seats today because every seat is front row to greatness. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets. MIZ.
McKelvey Homes Waterfront at Wild Horse Village in Chesterfield is selling fast. With just 3 open home sites and 2 quick move-in homes available, you don't want to miss your chance to live in this unique community. Visit McKelveyHomes.com for more information.
Clutter and junk collect in corners and piles.
In attics and basements.
In closets and sheds.
And in garages.
Boy, does junk gather in garages.
The average garage is a convention center for junk.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
You're going to get a brand new garage.
You're going to get a bunch of new closets.
You're going to get a new shed.
Best of all, you're going to get fresh air freedom.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
So we had 2 winners, Ashley and Swansea. Who was the other winner to see Aerosmith? I don't know.
Michael in Springfield, Illinois.
Michael in Springfield, Illinois. So Illinois doing it again. So 2 pairs of tickets to see Aerosmith we gave away today. We're going to give away another one tomorrow. Our last one for the week. George Wallace, comedian. Awesome stuff. And he was relaying to us
funny.
He had a joke about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That he was going to tell, but then we ran out of time. And his joke was, he's like, they were bad last year, right? And I'm like, yeah, they didn't do so well. And he said, they were so bad, people were ordering hot dogs to go. That's
Oh my gosh,
so good.
He was so good. And then, yes, we were talking, and I was going to do my live for the Missouri Department of Transportation. He kept talking about being roommates, and he was the best man at Jerry Seinfeld's wedding. I mean, amazing.
Awesome stuff. Hey, thanks for listening. Anything you missed, the George Wallace interview, go back and listen to it. It's on the Odyssey app. It's Chris and Amy back with you tomorrow at 10. Dave Glover is next on KMOX.
I have great investment advice for you. I should preface this by saying I have zero knowledge as an investment advisor. If you're looking to purchase a furnace and air conditioner, we have 0% financing, not on La Land, save the world, save the planet systems, just on systems that we need to cool and heat our homes.